Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a story about what if Konoha wants Naruto back from training trip. Before I start, please support for more amazing content, and do consider subscribing to my channel and share this video with your friends. This is written by Flenelex45 and link in description and support writer. Let's start the video. Chapter 1. Introspection and Parents. 3 days after the fight. 1 day of unconsciousness and 2 days of laying alone in a hospital bed can help someone to reflect a lot on themselves. Naruto returned after the failed Sasuke retrieval mission, in a state half dead. Well, when one gets shoved near the lungs by the Chidori, an A-rank jutsu, you consider yourself lucky to live. It had taken the combined effort and help of the Kyuubi and the best medic of Konoha to heal him completely. No one visited him those 2 days except for his Bachan, Shizune-chan, Pervy Sage, and Kakashi-sensei, who probably wanted to correct things between them after all the neglect in training. At least he came to check on me no matter what he did in the past. Where are my so-called friends or Sakura-chan? I cannot blame the ones who came with me during the mission, as they might be wounded, but what about the others? Thinks an upset Naruto. The only good thing from these past 3 days of his stay in the hospital was that he got the chance to reflect on his past life as a person and as a shinobi. To think that he considered Sasuke his brother, haha, what a joke. A brother who nearly killed him all for power. Well, it doesn't matter now, does it? He has probably crossed the Land of Fire's border, and is in Orochimaru's base by now. He is no brother, friend, teammate, or comrade of mine. He is just a traitor. Stupid prick, all the time I was trying to convince him to return and come back with me, and was holding back to not kill him. It's not like I could have killed him anyways if my life was hell in the village because of the 9 tails and me. It would have become way worse if I killed the villager's precious Uchiha. And his precious Sakura-chan. It took a couple of hours for him to seriously concentrate and find out why he liked her in the first place. Was it because she was loud like him, or was it because she liked Sasuke more? Who knows? It was just the silliest crush and by far the dumbest thing he had done, where he tried to cheer her up and asked for simple dates, and in return, he always got bad-mouthed, yelled at or beaten. It was time to change, and most importantly, the mask must fall. Seriously, how can anyone believe that he stayed so happy and cheerful while being hated by the villagers, the academy teachers, and most of his age group classmates? No one understood that behind that happy-lucky-go idiot that shouted things at the top of his voice was a boy who took all of it, kept it to himself, shrugged it, and went on with his life keeping a smile on his face. It isn't possible for anyone to bear such hate and pretend as if nothing happened. But he did it. He heard the whispers, he saw how parents pulled their kids away from him, how most of the shop owners didn't allow him to get anything from their shops. No more. What was the price paid in acting like a loud, brash, annoying, and pranking king? An idiot who did not take his ninja studies and basics properly. A weak, orange jumpsuit, and a short boy who got beaten by everyone in the academy and insulted for being last. Winning most of his fights on either luck, or with the help of the Kyuubi. He could blame the Konoha Academy instructors that they didn't help him, being kicked unnecessarily out of the classes, or the ones who taught him something was deliberately done wrong, like Mizuki. He was easily fooled by Mizuki and in desperation would have been punished if Mizuki got the forbidden scroll and got away with it. Although it was because of all that scenario that Konoha was able to get hold of one of its traitors, as well as I was able to pass the academy and become a ninja for the village, so there's that. Oh, and I got to know a forbidden jutsu from it, the Kage Bunshin and its other form or advanced variation of it, the Taju Kage Bunshin, so that is a win in my books, Databayo. Naruto thinks while watching nothing in particular outside the window of his hospital room. Enough yearning for everyone's attention, whether it be that of the villagers or his classmates or Sakura. It's high time he works on himself, improving his skills as well as intelligence and many more things. Naruto-kun, you have healed completely. You can leave now. Lost in his thoughts, he barely hears Shizen but gets the message and puts on his orange jumpsuit to leave. This has also got to change. I mean, orange is a decent color, but still. Although no shop owner allowed me to shop for clothes or give me clothes without overpricing them, the same with food and other necessities. Only the Ichiraka gave me food to eat, sometimes for free. Foolish little villagers. Wait, that's for Itachi to say. Anyways, while walking towards his rundown and poorly conditioned apartment to check for a few things and then maybe thinking of what he wants to do ahead with his training, he decides to do something unexpected, well, at least to the Kyuubi. He opens the door of his apartment and closes it once he enters. He walks to his bed and sits cross-legged on it and concentrates for a few seconds and is instantly pulled into his mindscape. Walking up to Kyuubi's cage in his mindscape, he says, "Kyuubi, this might feel weird and unexpected, but I just wanted to thank you. Up until now you have saved my life more than a couple of times and helped me win against most opponents. Whether it be on the bridge in Wave Country against Haku, or in the Chunin exams against Niji or Gaara. The QB has his head resting on his hands. A/N. Is it hands or paws? I seriously thought of it for a few seconds while writing this part, and looks at Naruto with his left eye open. Where has this suddenly come from? Why do you care so suddenly that you came to thank me? Asks a bit shocked Ninetales. It's not like someone came and thanked him or something, especially this puny little idiot. What? Can't I thank you for helping me or saving my life? I don't know if it is a big deal for you or not, but it is for me. Today I would have died if it wasn't for you. Hell, I was half dead when I got to Bachan for treatment. And I don't want to be like the Uchiha who will go to any lengths and do anything for power. The Bijou scoffs at this. It's not like I had an option. I would have more than loved to watch you die, but because this seal is made in such a way by that cursed fourth Hokage, if you die during your lifetime then I die as well because of being stored in you. Who wants to do that? The fourth Hokage sure was a cunning shinobi. Hee, get it? Cunning as in like a fox, and you are one as well, Naruto says and laughs nervously for a couple of seconds but stops on seeing the Bijou's unchanged face, sighs. Well, I did learn something new today about the seal, so that's something. Is there something I could do to help you? Ha! You! And help the mightiest Bijou in the world. Don't make me laugh, Ninjen, you can do nothing to help me. I am the mightiest of all the tailed beasts and can destroy mountains with a single swing, QB retorts, and tells him about his glory days but got intervened in between. Coughs. Okay, let me rephrase that. Is there something I can do to please you? How's that? Yes, you can. The next time don't interrupt me during my brilliant monologue, and secondly just tear that seal off completely so I can kill you, get my freedom and riddance from this seal, and then destroy this pathetic village who thinks of me, the great QB, like some pathetic dumb blonde. QB snarls in disgust at the last part. Naruto just stares at the QB as if to say, did you seriously think I would do that? Sighs, rises to his full height. If you want to do something then tear a piece of the seal so I can share your senses. It's boring sitting in here with nothing to see other than a red cage and sewer. If you do this then I will be able to see what you see, hear what you hear, and sense and feel the outside world. Finding no problem in that, and nodding his head at his statement, he goes and tears a small piece of the seal from the corner. Having done his part, and with nothing else to say, he leaves his mindscape. Coming back to the real world, he instantly feels a bit different about his surroundings, like it has come a bit alive or something. Your hearing and smelling senses have increased because of me sharing those senses with you through the seal, the QB tells Naruto. Am I hearing things or just mental after staying in the hospital? Thinks Naruto to himself as he looks around the village trying to find a reason for this. No, you idiot, because you ripped a part of the seal we can communicate with each other without you having to appear in your mindscape. You just have to think about what you want to say and I will understand it. That's sweet. See, we can be good to each other like this and help another in return. You get to see the outside world and I get a minor boost or something from it. It's a win-win situation. Whatever, I don't have the patience to talk so much with you. Go on wherever you were going, I am going to sleep. The QB rests his head on his hands and thinks to himself. Uzumaki Naruto. In all my years of being alive, no human has thanked me for anything till now. Except for one person, but then he was different than the rest. Seeing no point in continuing to talk with the sleeping beast, he continues walking towards. Wait, where was I going? Is this what Kakashi-sensei meant about getting lost on the road of life? Ugh, why is my memory so bad? No need to answer that, we know whose fault that is. Taking a random right, he sees Shikamaru coming from the opposite end. Hey Shikamaru, where are you going? Oh, it's you Naruto. I was just going to the hospital to check on Chuji. He ate some special Akamichi pills during our last mission and was admitted there. Let's just hope he recovers quickly then. Now that you think of it, I don't know about anyone's whereabouts from the mission. Is there anyone else in the hospital from our mission? Yakiba was admitted straight away when he was brought here and Niji was in a critical situation. He is in the ICU. They both were made to fight tough opponents. No, all of us were way below in terms of skills compared to the Sound 4, and then there were their curse marks which gave them major boosts. I was lucky that I only got my index finger injured as compared to the injuries to you and the others from the mission, states Shikamaru while looking at his bandaged finger. Even though I am not friends with any of them like Shikamaru and Chuji are, they are still my comrades and classmates. And now they are all in serious condition because of that power-hungry Uchiha. No, it's final. I won't waste my time chasing after him. That's for Sakura to do anyway. I will never improve if I do anything while my end goal is to return him to Konoha. Also, Chuji and Shikamaru were dealing with their own problems, so it makes sense as to why they didn't come to see me. Naruto ponders on the situation but then sees Shikamaru's vest. It was a bit darker than the one his sensei wears, which means it is for Chunitsu. Hey Shikamaru, you got promoted to Chunin, huh? Congrats, dude. I never paid much attention during our mission, states Naruto, genuinely happy for him. Others, don't mention it, it's way too troublesome with the added responsibility that comes with it. Well, what is not troublesome for you? Troublesome. Naruto deadpans at his response. Who else got promoted besides you, and who did promotions anyway? Sandaime-ji-chan sure did not do it, he asks him, curious about the answer he will give. No one except me, which seems kind of wrong. A couple of us could have been promoted, especially you in my opinion. The promotion was done by the council through voting between the Shinobi Council, Civilian Council, and the 3 elders, and I was called in the Hokage's tower and given this by the 3 elders. Well, thank you for the compliment, Shika, and well, anyways, I will talk to you later then, says Naruto, rubbing the back of his head in embarrassment. It wasn't his fault, he wasn't congratulated by almost all of his peers and hurries somewhere with purpose. Of course, I didn't get promoted, it makes total sense. Why would the civilian and the 3 bags of old bones want the demon to get promoted? Their main problem would be that I am getting stronger and may kill them or attack the village. It's not a bad idea, though, if only came to my mind a bit earlier, muses Naruto while rushing to the Hokage Tower. At the Hokage Tower. Without even listening to the secretary who tells him to wait, he barges straight into the Hokage's office by pushing the door, only to see Tsunade and Jiraiya talking about something while Shizen is listening to them. Yo Bachan, I wanted to say something to you, Naruto exclaims rather loudly. Old habits do take time to go away. Damn it, brat, can't you see I am busy here? When will you learn some manners and knock on the door to ask permission from me? Asks a rather irritated Tsunade. Come on. Do I have to ask for permission to see my Bachan now? What were the 2 of you talking about? He asks her to divert her attention from it. You are in no position to demand something from us, replies Tsunade rather angrily. What? You don't even want to talk to me now. Sniff, fine, then I will leave you and go. Naruto says, crying in mock while going for the door to leave, thinking that it will work and someone will fall for his show. Tsunade-sama, he just asked a question to you, don't be mean like that. Don't worry, Naruto-kun, she is like that when she hasn't had sake in a while. Shizen says while hugging him. Tsunade's eyebrows twitch at the scene in front of her, and turns sideways to see Jiraiya, who was trying to hide his smile but failing miserably. Well, I don't see the reason to not tell him, Haim. It is about him anyways. I am planning to take you on a 3-year training trip, Naruto, to prepare you for the Akatsuki. They are a serious threat after all, Jiraiya informs and watches as Naruto's mood does a complete flip and he jumps while raising his head in excitement. Yes. I accept to go on the training trip. So when will we go, pervy sage? Asks a rather excited Naruto. That Naruto. He has got Kushina's nature and excitement in him, while Minato's drive to train more. He is a perfect mixture of his parents, Jiraiya thinks while a small smile appears on his face but goes away quickly. I didn't expect you to say yes to this so eagerly. But we can leave by tomorrow morning. Jiraiya replies, looking at the happy blonde. Now that is clear, why are you here, Naruto? Inquires Tsunade. Oh yes, I wanted to ask you to promote me to a Chunin, Naruto informs her of his reason to visit. And why do you suddenly have this idea to come here and ask me for a rank promotion without doing anything great in recent missions that would account for you to have a Chunin promotion? She asks him as she rests her chin on her hands on the desk. I got to the final rounds of the Chunin exams that happened in the past. In the 3rd round, during my match, I beat Niji in a fair fight, well as fair as a shinobi fights. And then it was me who stopped the One-Tails from wreaking havoc on the village and killing our shinobis and villagers. If all of this effort doesn't warrant a promotion, then I don't know what does, Naruto speaks while remembering all of it in his mind. Tsunade and Shizen both are impressed by his feats in the Chunin exams and during the invasion. It won't seem much on the outside, but a genin stopping a tailed beast all by himself, no matter its number of tails, is a pretty big feat. Well, if what you say is true, then why weren't you promoted with Shikamaru? Someone would be a fool to not promote a genin who did so much for the village, asks the Hokage. Anger is clearly shown on his face as he replies, it was the damn council who decided to see the promotions in the absence of Sandaime-ji via voting, and it doesn't surprise me that I wasn't promoted to Chunin rank for my efforts in the invasion. Tsunade's eyes harden in anger and irritation on hearing the reason, but it doesn't surprise her of the stupidity behind it and the thinking of everyone present in the civilian council, while Jiraiya shakes his head thinking along the same line. Wow, Gaki, who knew you had such a mind to remember all of that and ask for a promotion? I wouldn't have guessed in 1,000 years that you would, Jiraiya says in a playful tone while smiling, which annoys Naruto. What does he think, that I am so stupid to even ask for something? I may not be able to concentrate or give brilliant solutions to questions, but that doesn't mean I don't have any thinking capacity. Ugh, if him being my sensei thinks such, then surely the rest of the people who know me would think much worse. Damn me for painting such an image of myself. I have a lot of work to do. Fine Naruto, I will look into the reports of the Chunin exam and invasion given by various shinobis. I trust you that you wouldn't lie to me, so come back here by the evening to collect your vest and promotion scroll. His face lit up on hearing her say, Yada. One more step closer to being the Hokage. I told Sandaime-ji-chan that I will be the Hokage and I will make it happen, Databeo. Hearing him talk like that of the third makes all three in the room smile. Jiraiya picks a nearby glass of water to drink. A sudden thought hit Naruto's head as he thinks about being a Chunin. A/N. Don't question the sudden thought, you guys, just know that the plot requires it. Now that I will be promoted to Chunin, I would like to know who my parents are, Naruto states firmly, determined to get his answer. Jiraiya spits out the water that he was drinking from his mouth and coughs a bit while shock was written all over Tsunade's and Shizen's faces. What do you mean by that, Naruto? Asked Jiraiya, hoping that he heard him wrong. What are you, deaf or something? Scratch that, he heard him right. Gigi promised me whenever I used to ask him to tell me about my parents, and he said that he would tell me everything when I turned 16 or became Chunin. I begged him to tell me, but he told me that my father wished it for some reason, so now I will not go without knowing about them. Sighing at his request and seeing no other option, Jiraiya nods at Tsunade and closes the window, and activates a privacy seal while Tsunade sends out her Anbu. Whoa, what was that blue light thingy which covered the room? Naruto asked curiously while watching some weird patterns covering the room. Your parents are part of an SS rank secret like the Kyuubi was. It would become quite a problem if someone else knew of it, so I told the Anbu to go out while Jiraiya put up a privacy seal, Tsunade informs him. Well, it must be important then if it. Another person is hiding near the couch on your right, brat. What? How do you know that, Kyuubi? I can't see anyone. He asks the Kyuubi, bewildered by his response. I can sense the emotions of humans. It is one of my abilities along with an increased healing rate and a good sense of hearing and smell, both of which you have. One can hide their chakra and do other things to stop from being spotted, but no one can hide their emotions. Trusting the Kyuubi as he told him without even the need to do so, he looks straight at the spot mentioned by him and says, There's someone over by the couch on my right, Ero-sennin, Naruto says casually as he points his finger near the couch. The shinobi was sweating a bit from Naruto looking directly at him out of the blue, but now everyone in the room knew of his location, so he dropped his disguise and headed for the window to exit the room. Both the Sanins and Shizen were a bit shocked hearing and were turning in the said direction when Jiraiya notices a sudden movement from the exact mentioned place. Quickly rushing across to stop the fleeting person, he shoves a Rasengan in his back, instantly killing him. Why did you kill him? You could have just captured him, Naruto says while seeing the now dead shinobi. Grow up, brat. This is the life of being a shinobi. You all kill, steal, and do a lot of other things in the name of being ninjas and in service to your village. Your hero, the Yondaime Hokage, killed roughly 1,000 shinobis during the Third Great Ninja War, and you are afraid of such stuff. Either accept it or quit being a shinobi. The Kyuubi retorts angrily about his stupid thinking. Not having any response, Naruto stays quiet while listening to Jiraiya, and he was anyways a root shinobi, so we wouldn't have been able to get any kind of information from him. Screw that old, crippled fool Danzo, leaving his spies in my office. We weren't talking about anything major till now, but who knows how many times he has done this in the past. I will have to tell my Anbu to take extra care from now on, Tsunade states angrily but calms down by the end and then looks directly at Naruto. Now then, where were we? Yes, your father was the yellow flash of Konoha, Namake's Minato, while your mother was the red death of Konoha, Uzumaki Namake's Kushina. Her last name was given to you because your father had many enemies, especially in IWA, who would stop at nothing less than to kill you. To protect you from getting targeted by them, you weren't told about your father. Naruto was lost. He finally got to know about his parents after so many years of yearning to know about them. So many nights after hearing the villagers call him names and being treated like some plague, he had gone home and cried himself to sleep while thinking of what it would have been like to have parents. The one he looked up to be like, who he saw as a hero, is his fucking father. Anger, confusion, upset, or happiness, Naruto didn't know which emotion to show. He tried to control the tears, but thinking about everything in his life to his point was too much for him as he shed tears. Why? Why was I told anything about them? Do you know how many times I have seen parents take their children to the park and play with them while I stood there alone? I deserve to know about them at least, especially the fact that I am the son of a hero, he says while wiping the tears from his jumpsuit sleeve. Both the women's heart breaks a bit on hearing him say about what he went through during his childhood, while Jiraiya also looks a bit apologetic but then continues the discussion. Yeah, and what would you have done knowing you are the son of the 4th Hokage? You would have gone to the Hokage monument and yelled like a moron, telling everyone about your heritage and ending the main purpose of hiding it from everyone outside the village, comments Jiraiya. Again. Because of my mask and my idiocy, I wasn't told anything about them. The loud, brash, and annoying Naruto has to go. From being dead last to having no ninja skills except for the Rasengan and Kage Bunshin, and now not being able to know about my parents. My father is the famous Yondaime Hokage who is feared in all the nations, while my mother would also have been pretty strong and awesome. And then look at their son, a total disappointment in their name and legacy. I have been my enemy from the start. No matter how much I blame everyone, it won't do me any good blaming others. I have a chance to redeem myself and improve in various fields during my training trip of 3 years with Erosenin. Heh! You are right about something for the first time, you idiot. You are the most stupid and pathetic excuse of a ninja that I have seen in my life. Okay, I don't need you to rub salt on the wound. I am pretty depressed thinking about such things. Naruto tells him and stays silent for a couple of minutes while processing everything about the situation. Jiraiya senses his inner turmoil of emotions and helps him. Listen here, Gaki, don't think too much about it right now, just read the letters they have written for you, and most of your answers will be clear, Jiraiya says. Wait, you have something of theirs for me? Naruto asks and hears Tsunade scoffs at that. Not only the letters but the direction to the compound they got built after being married, along with the numerous jutsus and other stuff that may be in their house. Where are the letters? Or their house? Do you know the direction of their house? Naruto asks hurriedly as he wants to see all of it as soon as possible. Calm down, Naruto, just lift your father's photo frame and smear some blood behind his portrait, she tells him. Taking a deep breath to calm his nerves, he shakily moves toward his father's picture. This time he doesn't even complain about being an idiot for not realizing the similarities between him and his father while looking at his father's photo more closely, removes the frame, and smears some blood on the wall. A complex seal appears over there and then shrinks into nothingness, revealing a small section. Inside it was 2 envelopes, probably the letters, along with a small map of their house. Lifting it from the section, he places the portrait back and is about to open the letters until he hears Jiraiya. Read it later, Naruto. It's afternoon right now, go on and have something to eat and be ready to leave tomorrow by 7 for the training trip. He had waited for this time for a long time, and seeing no harm in reading it later in his now new home, he decides to have Ichiraku's ramen for the last time in quite a while as he will have to leave tomorrow morning. How will he take about Minato sealing the Kyuubi in him, Jiraiya? Asks a worried Tsunade. It will be fine. Minato has probably written everything of importance in it, besides trust in our blonde brat, Jiraiya tells her and watches her nod. At Ichiraku's. Hey Tsuchiya-san, please give me 5 bowls of miso ramen. It's you, Naruto, sit down, it will be here in a minute, he says while smiling at him. Hello Naruto-kun, where have you been the past few days? I asks him coming out of the kitchen. Hi, I am Nechan. I was just busy doing some missions and was in the hospital the last 3 days after returning from a failed mission. Just got free this morning. Oh God, are you alright? What happened? Are you seriously hurt? Questions I am a bit of fear on her face. Accepting his ramen, he just shrugs her question, nothing Nechan, it's fine. These things happen in this field of a shinobi. Can I get 1 bowl of chicken ramen please? Kakashi asks her as he lifts the flap of the shop with his right hand to enter, his left hand occupied with his favorite book. Leaves both of them to prepare the order. Yo Kakashi-sensei. How are you? I am seeing you after a while, he asks while eating his ramen in between. I am fine. It should be you who should be asked the question seeing as you were badly injured and in the hospital, Kakashi says while skimming through his book. I have been fine, sensei. I got released from the hospital today morning, then went to see Bachan and got promoted to Chunin. Oh, and got to finally to know about my parents. My father is pretty famous, you know. Kakashi's eyes widen a bit on hearing the last part. I see. I would like to tell you that I knew both your parents, your father more than your mother as he was my sensei. Naruto stops eating his ramen and looks at him wide-eyed in surprise. I guess that is true, you never told us about your genin team, Naruto says. Kakashi smiles on hearing him. Why you never asked me on that topic, Naruto? Naruto hits his head on the table in disbelief but doesn't say anything else as he is correct in his own perspective. Can you tell me about my mother? I mean, there is a lot about my father out there but I don't know or haven't heard much about her, he asks Kakashi in hopes of learning something. Kakashi ponders on the statement and then replies. You should ask Kurenai about your mother. She was one of the 3 genins in her team when she was a sensei for a short while. I will ask her after coming back from my training. And returns to eat his 3rd bowl of ramen. Naruto then turns to face Kakashi. Hey sensei, I wanted to ask you something. Go on. Well, after thinking a lot about it during the last few days, I have come to a decision that I don't want to care about Sasuke anymore or chase after him after returning from my training trip. I thought of him as a dear friend seeing as he was also alone after the Uchiha massacre, and thought of him like me, but which friend uses an A-rank jutsu on you that is supposed to kill someone? Kakashi disheartens a bit on hearing that, sad that his one student would use an assassination jutsu on his teammate, and then become a traitor to the village. It is your choice to take Naruto. You have everything in front of you and have to decide what is best for you. I cannot change your perspective on the situation. Then it's decided, I won't go chasing around and wasting my time on him. I have lived till now thinking about the villagers' or others' opinions of me or obsessing about beating Sasuke. If there is a mission regarding him or his whereabouts, I won't care about it. Sakura is there for that. Although if I were to come across him somehow, I will not hold back that time against him thinking that he is a friend, Naruto says with determination. Kakashi smiles a bit at that and then decides to say what he came there for. I came here to say sorry, Naruto. I was the one who brought you back to the village from the Valley of End, and on the way, seeing your condition made me realize that I haven't been the best sensei for you, ignoring you while teaching Sasuke, who used the Chidori on you when I told him not to use it on comrades and teammates. Kakashi apologizes sincerely as Naruto listens to him. It's alright, sensei. You may have not taught me much, but you were there for me and treated me better than most of Konoha. And don't worry about my training, I am going on a 3-year training trip with Pervy Sage from tomorrow, so I will learn a lot from him. Disappointed in himself for not teaching his sensei's son, he asks Naruto, is there anything I can help you with? You can teach me the Chidori as well. Yeah, do that, replies Naruto excitedly. No matter how much he was trying to change, some things don't change quickly, like his excitement about learning a new jutsu. Kakashi chuckles on hearing his suggestion and tells him, I can't do that. It requires having a Sharingan as well as one must have a lighting affinity. Wait. You don't know your natural affinity, do you? He asks him with a bit of joy in his tone at the thought of helping him anyhow. He receives a shake of the head from Naruto in return. I know something that might help, and reaches into his vest pocket to take out a square piece of paper. Seeing Naruto eyeing it curiously, he decides to explain it to him. This here is a churka paper. It helps in identifying a person's nature affinities. Sasuke has 2 natural affinities, fire and lightning. It is a lot easier to learn, perform and master the jutsu of the natural affinities one has. Here just add chakra to it. Taking the paper and placing it in between his fingers, he applies chakra to it and looks at it as it splits by the middle into 2, then the left side becomes wet and the right side crumbles into a ball. Raising an eyebrow and staring at Kakashi as if asking a question. Well, that's rare for anyone to have 3 affinities. But it can be explained seeing as who your parents are, with Minato-sensei having primary wind affinity and secondary lightning affinity, and Kushina-san having primary water affinity and secondary wind affinity. You have a primary wind affinity with closely followed water and lightning affinity. Ha! I knew I was awesome. Take that, Sasuke team, exclaims Naruto happily while Kakashi just chuckles and ruffles his hair a bit. Kakashi-sensei, can you tell me before going on the training trip what all things I need to work upon? You have watched me train and stuff for 6 or some months, so you would probably know my weakness and as such areas to work on. I am going to be completely honest with you, so don't be disappointed, okay? Asks Kakashi to see Naruto nod at him. Your weakness, it's in every area, he tells him and watches as Naruto hangs his head in shame. Look, it's better if you know where you lack, Naruto, so that you can improve. Okay, your taijutsu has no style at all, and genjutsu is non-existent in your case. You should focus on improving your chakra control as well. Not on an expert level needed for doing medical ninjutsu, but it should be at least jonin level, or up, so that performing jutsus becomes easier, and you don't waste chakra doing it. You should also branch out your ninjutsu a bit other than the Rasengan and Kagebunshin. It's good that you have 3 affinities, you can learn loads of different jutsus. And both your parents were masters of few in jutsu, so add that to the list. What? Kakashi-sensei, that's too much. How am I supposed to do so much in just 3 years? Naruto exclaims in dread at the fact of not being able to become a better shinobi in the next 3 years. Chuckles nervously, well, it's the job of a sensei to help his student. I should have told you this earlier, but anyways. The Kagebunshin you use regularly is very good for spying and gathering intel. It's because whatever a shadow clone learns, its memories are passed on to its creator. You can apply this to your studies as well as to improve yourself. So if your clone reads a book while you sleep, after dispelling the clone you will remember whatever it read, Kakashi informs Naruto and turns towards him to see his mouth agape. This is wonderful. Because my chakra reserves are so high due to the Kyuubi, I can easily produce hundreds of clones. This would make my job easy and I won't need to read boring history books. Thank you for your help, sensei. See you later. Naruto hurriedly leaves the stand after hugging him to check his parents' house, leaving a happy Kakashi alone who was able to do something to help his student. Near the Hokage monument. Somewhere around here is their compound, huh? They sure did get it isolated from others, muses Naruto while walking towards the location and looking at the map to try and figure it out. His exploration had brought him to the Hokage monument where the rest of the Hokage's stone faces were present, and below the whole village was visible. After 10 minutes of wandering in the area near the monument, he sees a medium-sized compound near the forest. I should send a clone to collect my Chunin vest and promotion scroll from Bachan. And according to Kakashi-sensei, it should remember most of the things that happened during its life. Wait, do they have a life? Naruto thinks about the stupid theory of whether they have a life or what, nearly forgetting the task at hand. Making a cross sign with his index and middle finger on both hands, he calls out, Kaige Bunshin no Jutsu. Go to Bachan's office and get the things provided with the promotion, Naruto says to the clone. Seeing the clone going away, he walks to the gates of the compound and stupidly tries to open it by pushing it. Why would they not lock the doors of their compound? I can see how stupid I may be in various situations now that I am a bit calm and not shouting random shit every few minutes. Pondering about a way to open the gates, he remembers what he had to do to get his parents' letters. He presses some of his blood on them. Watching a seal appear and then go away after a few seconds, he opens the gate to see a 2-storied big house along with a garden, pond, and trees in the compound. Walking up to the house door, he smears blood on it again. Looks like they took the protection of this house seriously. I wonder what happens when someone else tries to enter it. If I just tell the Uchiha prick that Itachi is inside, he will stupidly try to enter, and he'll come running in. Foolish little Uchiha. God damn it, it's Itachi's line, although I quite like it. Entering the house, he sees some couches near a fireplace along with a table in between the couches. In the back are some portraits of his parents hanging on the wall, from their genin days to their marriage and many more, and just in front of the wall of the photo frames is a dining table. He makes another shadow clone and tells him to go to his old apartment and bring all the important stuff. To the left is a big kitchen with a washroom some distance away from it. Watching his clone keep the brought items from the Hokage's office on his promotion on the table, he dispels the clone and is filled with the brief but important conversation the clone had with Tsunade. Going to the second floor by the stairs that are further back in between the kitchen wall and washroom, he looks around to come across 5 rooms on the floor with each room having its washroom. Walking to the room on the far end, he opens the door to see a queen-sized, probably his parents' bedroom. There is a small side table near the bed that has a picture. Picking it up, he sees a picture of his father smiling and placing a hand on top of his mother's hand, and his eyes block his view as tears form in them while he looks at his mother's face this closely for the first time. Ka-chan. She is so beautiful. Red hair with violet eyes. My face matches hers even though I have my 2 sans eyes and hair. She is also smiling in the picture, and both of them are pretty happy. Following her hand, he sees it placed on top of her belly, which is quite round. His hands that are holding the frame tremble a bit as he realizes the significance behind the picture. They look so happy. They loved me even before I was born. And here all my life I thought my parents left me. Naruto cries a bit seeing them and hugs the picture close to his heart. What he wouldn't have given to meet them and hold their hand once. Placing the picture down on the table, he moves to the closet on the left to see a white cloak with red flames on the bottom of it. Lifting it, he sees the words 4th Hokage printed in red on it. Placing it back in the drawer and closing the closet, he sits down on their bed. I will check the basement later. It's probably filled with books and scrolls on different ninja skills. Now to read my parents' letter. Chapter 2. Letter and Training. Taking a deep breath to prepare himself for what is to come, Naruto decides to first read his father's letter as he takes the envelope and takes the paper inside it. Hello, Naruto. If you are reading this, then know that I asked Sandaime to give this to you when you either became a Chunin or when you reached 16. If it is the latter, then please forgive me if you can for not being there in your life for so many years. 16 years, without having the love of a father or a mother. I am sorry for doing this, but try and understand my predicament as well. I had no option at that time when the Kyuubi was ripped from your mother and sent to attack the village. I had to quickly think of a solution, or the Kyuubi would have wreaked havoc on Konoha and lay waste to it and its citizen. Well, technically it still did, but it would have been far worse. Now listen closely. Not many people know the exact reason why the Kyuubi attacked the village. A masked man attacked your Ka-chan that night when she was giving birth to you. He got hold of her, and because the seal weakens when a woman is pregnant, he was able to release the Kyuubi. I also saw the Manjikyu Sharingan in the eyes of the nine-tailed fox, so the masked man was an Uchiha who took control of the Bijou with the dojutsu's visual prowess. As I am writing this letter to you right now, well, not me but a clone, try to put yourself in my place and see things through my perspective. How could I as a Hokage ask someone else to give their child for the sealing when I couldn't do it on my own? I am not saying that what I did was absolutely right or the only way, but at that moment, I only saw this as a solution. I believe that the villagers will see you as a hero for holding the Kyuubi back, as you will keep the beast sealed from the rest of the village, but if that is not the case, then please forgive me. Although, know that you are just the jailer of the Kyuubi and not the Kyuubi itself, Naruto. Also, that masked man, who calls himself Madara Uchiha, will try to control the Kyuubi again, so I believe if anyone could control the Nine-Tails' power and stop the masked man, it's you, Naruto. After all, what father wouldn't believe in his child? I know I have placed a very heavy burden on you, which may result in you being hated as well, although I hope not. I trust you to do the right thing for yourself and the ones you consider friends. You should check the basement of now your house, where you will find the notes for my esteemed jutsus, the Rasengan, and the Hiraishin Jutsu. Although I hope your godfather, Jiraiya, has taught you the Rasengan. It is an incomplete jutsu though, and maybe you will be able to complete it. No matter what happens and what you do, Naruto, know that I love you very much. It would be my wish to see my son as the protector of Konoha, and its villagers after me. Maybe you can even become a Hokage like me or better than me. It is upon you to decide what you do in your life, Naruto. Please try and forgive me. Your Two-san. The fourth Hokage. Namikaze Minato. Naruto couldn't comprehend which emotion to show: be angry at his father for foolishly believing that the villagers will treat him, be confused about who the masked man is, or be happy that his father loves and trusts him. I forgive you, Two-san. You love me and trust me to beat this masked man. I will not let you down. Although who is behind this mask is still a mystery. He claims to be Madara Uchiha. From what little I remember during my stay in the academy, the only one capable of going up against the first Hokage was Madara Uchiha. But how can he be still alive? He was not Madara Uchiha. I would remember him clearly. How can you say that? I was captured by that disgraceful Uchiha when he fought Hashirama at the Valley of the End. I remember his scent very well. The masked man was no Madara Uchiha, just an Uchiha who wants to be like him, or use his name to strike fear and make their enemies question themselves. As much as I hate Madara, there is no denying that he was one of the strongest ninja of his time, and only Hashirama Senju came on his level. So he uses his name to spread fear or something? One thing is clear though. Hey, I always wanted to know something. Why did you try to destroy Konoha when you were released by him? Personally, to me, it doesn't look like something you would do for fun. This Uchiha caught me in a genjutsu strong enough to control me and ordered me to destroy Konoha. He had the Mangekyo Sharingan like Madara. Wait, what's the Manjikyu Sharingan? Two-san also mentioned it here in his letter. I only know the one which has 3 tomos in it. It's the next stage of the Sharingan. When someone close to an Uchiha dies, under immense pain and grief, it takes the next form. Although repeated use of this form can cause permanent blindness. There is just more and more to uncover. Anyways, onto my Ka-chan's letter. Opening the second envelope, he unfolds the paper to read. Dear Naruto, I am so sorry for leaving you alone to live. I would have loved to be with you at your first steps, to teach you everything I know, to be present on your first day at the academy, and so much more. Growing up alone would have been a lot difficult for you, but I know that you will get through it if your personality is just like mine. You have your Two-san's eyes and hair, but my facial features. Oh, I could tell that you are such a beautiful boy as soon as I held you for the first time. I was the second Jinchuriki of the Kyuubi, and the first one was Uzumaki Mito. I know how hard the life of a Jinchuriki can be, especially for you after holding the 9 tails when it recently attacked the village. Minato believes that the villagers will see you as a hero for housing the 9 tails, but he has high hopes from the village who has suffered much from the beast. I know your life will be very difficult. They will direct all the hate and anger that they have on the Kyuubi toward you. I know how sad you must have been a lot of the time, and how much you have suffered. I am sorry, Naruto, for not being there for you, and then your suffering would have increased at the hands of the villagers. I really am. It is true that we are the vessels for the Kyuubi. But there's a way to live happily, even as a Jinchuriki. First, we must fill those vessels with love. Then, we had be able to live our lives happily, even as a Jinchuriki. For me, those spaces were filled by your father and some of my friends, one of them being Uchiha Mikoto. Find love in your life, Naruto, whether it be that of friendship, or with your teachers. You do not need to have many friends, some of them will be fine. If you ever find our house, go to the basement where a library is present along with a training ground. Uzumaki clan of the Uzushio village was famous for its skill in sealing knowledge. Unfortunately, it was destroyed during the Second Ninja War. Whatever was left in its ruins, I brought it here later and stored it in the library. You may be the last of the Uzumaki left in the world Naruto. Please, if you can, try and carry on our legacy. I used a sword which helped me get my name the Red Death because of my hair color. If you have an interest in kenjutsu, then you can use it. Please take care of yourself, Sochi, and I love you very much. Never forget that. Your Ka-chan. Uzumaki Kushina. Naruto let slip a few tears while reading his mother's letter. She also loved him. His parents did not abandon him, as he thought all the time during his childhood. He would always have traumatizing dreams of his parents abandoning him since he was hated by nearly everyone in the village. Thank you, Ka-chan. I love you as well. I will carry on your and Tusan's legacy and do my best to make you proud. Determined to do his best, he goes down to see the sun is about to set. Reaching the basement, he sees a door probably protected by seals. Smearing a bit of his blood on it, he opens it to see a medium-sized library, next to which is a training ground with posts for kunai and shuriken practice. Roaming the library from one end to another, he sees sections upon sections with different names on them. There are many scrolls of different elemental jutsus, along with books on basic fuinjutsu theory and advanced fuinjutsu. There are a few genjutsu and medical ninjutsu scrolls near it. Varying ninjutsu of all the ranks from E to S is kept in there. At the end of the room was a table with 2 scrolls kept on it, with a 3-pronged kunai behind the second scroll and a sword laid on the table. Checking the first scroll, he sees it's for Rasengan. Opening it to read the contents in it, he sees, so Tusan created the jutsu seeing a Bijudama. Hey, he sure lives up to his name of being a prodigy. What else? It says here that it is incomplete. An element can be added to it like the wind to make it a completely new jutsu. Cool. So that is what he meant. I will try my best to do it. Going up to the second scroll, he sees it's for the Hiraishin jutsu along with a 3-pronged kunai near it. Oh god, it's the jutsu with which Tusan killed 1,000 IWA shinobi in a matter of seconds. I need to learn it. Let's see, one has to be a seal master and understand the theory of space-time seals to be able to do it. I can use my shadow clones to do that. Thank God for the QB and its reserves. It is a kind of summoning technique. By entering a dimensional void, I can instantly teleport to the technique's formula location whenever I please. I hope I can learn this, it would be so effective. Next up, he watches the sword that is laid on the table, his mother's precisely. Holding up, he looks at it closely to see a katana. Its blade is sheathed in a black scabbard made of leather. On top of the scabbard and near the guard is a red color hanging cord helping in hanging it on the back or anywhere else. The handle of the sword was covered in white with golden diamond marks on it at equal intervals. Unsheathing the katana from its sheath, he sees a beautiful sword. The blade was gray with a bit of black on the sides and made of chakra metal. Going down, he sees down to see a white blade collar along with a golden circular guard. Naruto then and there added learning kenjutsu to his list. There is no way I won't use this thing of beauty and let it rot here. Deciding to pack for his 3-year training trip, he first goes to the ninjutsu section and places all the elemental jutsus on the wind, water, and lightning elements in a sealing scroll which he found in 10s or 20 in the room. Looking around, he sees books on elemental manipulation and shape manipulation. He stores them in a different scroll along with books on chakra theory, hand signs, chakra control, advanced chakra control, and more. Picking up another sealing scroll, he keeps books of konoha history, konoha's law and politics, clan laws, and battle strategy and tactics. The most important thing, he stores the Hiraishin jutsu scroll and his mother's scroll in a different scroll. Lastly, he picks up all the books on fuinjutsu with its theory, applications, and varying categories like barrier seals, body seals, space-time seals, etc. along with his mother's kenjutsu style. Picking up all the 5 scrolls needed for his training, he goes upstairs to keep them on the dining table and goes to sleep in his parents' room. Waking up at 6:30 the next morning, Naruto brushes his teeth, takes a hot shower, and quickly changes into his orange jumpsuit. While waiting for his instant ramen to be ready, he remembers something from his talk with the Hokage. Why, Kyubi, you awake or not? I wanted to ask something. What is it, brat? Who screams so early in the morning? Hee, sorry, but I wanted to ask you something. Yesterday you said something about being able to sense the emotions of humans. I am not a sensor ninja, and even if I was, someone may be able to mask his chakra, so I was thinking that maybe you'd give me the ability to sense people through their emotions? Asks Naruto, not completely sure of his reply. And why would I do that? I am not getting in return, am I? I don't believe in charity work. Naruto looks around for something to do, Well, I could change the surrounding of this seal. I mean, how dull it must be for you to sit in a sewer. The Kyuubi thinks about it for a minute, watching Naruto closely, making him fidget under the fox's gaze. All right, you do that, and I will grant you my power. Make it a green meadow or something. Naruto happily accepts and goes on to do just that, but realizes he doesn't know how to. While rubbing the back of his head sheepishly, he asks, sorry, but I don't know how to. Please tell me how I can change it. It's your mind, just will it to change. Do it and go. I need to sleep. Start meditating to get a grip on the sensing and to increase its radius, Kyuubi replies while keeping his head on his paws. Naruto gives a mock salute and changes the seal to become a lush green meadow with trees, bushes, flowers, and ponds. Closing his eyes after watching Naruto run on top of buildings with his backpack of scrolls, the Kyuubi thinks, Uzumaki Naruto, you did not demand power from me as you did while using the summoning jutsu. Maybe it was you San mentioned about near his death. We shall see. Naruto reaches the north gate around 7 only to see his Bachan, Nei-chan, Kakashi-sensei, and Pervy Sage already there. Yo! What are all of you doing here? Asked Naruto. We came here to say goodbye to you, Naruto. I haven't been the best sensei for you, but do know that I am proud of you for beating Niji and stopping Gaara. I know you will be great like your parents, states Naruto while eye-smiling him. Naruto is filled with joy to hear that. Thank you for the words, sensei. Shizen comes up and hugs him. Take care of yourself, Naruto-kun, and please be safe out there. I will be fine, Nei-chan. Don't you worry, Naruto replies while giving a thumbs up to her. Take good care of yourself, brat, and don't do anything stupid. Keep my grandfather's necklace close to you and do not become a pervert like Jiraiya. Is that understood? Asks Tsunade a bit angrily. Fearing her, Naruto just quickly nods. Smiling at him, she reaches for his chin, lifts it, and kisses his forehead. Come on, Mini Minato, it's time to go, informs Jiraiya waiting by the wait. Rushing to him, Naruto looks over his shoulder with a big smile and waves his hand to the 3. Seeing him leave, Shizen turns to Tsunade and says, it will be quite a silent 3 years without him in Konoha. You are right, but I get a feeling he would be quite strong when he comes back. Kakashi chuckles at that. Seeing both women turn towards him, he voices his thoughts. He has got his father's drive to learn jutsus in him. To be able to learn the Kage Bunshin in a couple of hours and the Rasengan in just a week without knowing the secret of the shadow clones is nigh impossible for many experienced jonins. He may as well be my equal or surpass me in skills by the time he comes back. The only thing he would need would be an experience of the shinobi world. On the road to Konoha. So, Ero Sennin, what will you teach me these 3 years? Let's see. I will work on increasing your chakra control as well as your taijutsu while also helping you in controlling the power of the Kyuubi. Naruto stops on the road and looks at him. What, that's it? Why didn't you tell me earlier then? I wouldn't have come with you. What are you talking about, Gaki? Minato sealed the Kyuubi into you so that you could use its power, answers an irritated Jiraiya. He was doubting the great Jiraiya-sama's teaching, that insolent brat. And no, I am not using his power, and that's final. He is not just a mindless beast from who you just take power. If he wants to, then he will share his power. The answer amazes both Jiraiya and the Kyuubi. Maybe you will be the one to understand the tailed beasts, Uzumaki Naruto. Well, you sure have made the future interesting, the Kyuubi thinks, keeping his thoughts to himself. And secondly, in all of my fights till now I have had to depend on the Kyuubi to save me. Whether it be against Haku in the Wave Country, or Niji and Gaara. And lastly, don't you think that the Akatsuki will be prepared for me to use its power against them? Orochimaru used a Gojo Fuin seal on me, cutting me off the Kyuubi's chakra. What's to stop them from doing so? Questions Naruto, looking at Jiraiya. Well, brat, it looks like you have thought a lot about it. So why don't you go and enlighten me on what you want to learn? I have to improve my chakra control and better my taijutsu. Do you know what will help me? Yes, I will teach you your father's hummingbird style, which uses speed, agility, flexibility, and quick reflex to do damage. You will need to increase your speed for that. That's fine. So I will train in taijutsu and perfect my kunai accuracy, while my clone read books on chakra control and start with basic Fuin jutsu. Some of them will also read the other books on history, laws, battle tactics, and such. To increase your intelligence, I will play with you shogi and chess after training. I will also keep checking your progress with Fuin jutsu. Let's start with that, and we will discuss the rest later. 1 year later, Naruto is 14. Naruto runs up to him, planning to hit him with a right hook. Jiraiya blocks it easily with his hand but doesn't expect him to go for a punch with his left hand. Moving his head to the side and dodging it, he is sent back by a dropkick on the head by Naruto. Seeing him get up, he rushes and lifting his left leg to kick him near the shoulder but is blocked by his arm. Quickly changing his chance, he goes in for a low kick only for Jiraiya to jump over it. Sensing a counter coming for the Toad Sage, he quickly backflips some distance. Rushing in, he tries to knee him in the chin, only to be blocked by his hand and kicked back to the ground. Obviously, this was going at a very fast pace for the eyes of a common human. Punches and kicks were being shared and dodged. Naruto feints a left jab at Jiraiya while going in for a right uppercut but is blocked by Jiraiya. Alright, Mini Minato, let's stop. We have been going at each other for the past 2 hours. You have improved a lot in taijutsu throughout the previous year, says Jiraiya, stopping him. I can barely hit you with anything. I only managed to land some hits when I released the resistance seal placed on me. Don't sell yourself short, Naruto. You have achieved something in 1 year many take a couple of years to do. You just lack experience. What, you think you could beat a Sannin? Ha, don't make me laugh, kid. Still, taijutsu is not only the thing you have improved at. That was true. Learning the hummingbird style came easily to Naruto because of never to seem to end stamina. Doing numerous laps around fields and other areas that he found, followed by exercises like pull-ups, push-ups, sit-ups, etc. helped him build some muscle mass. Getting a proper diet other than ramen, which consisted of nutrients, vitamins, and proteins, helped him increase his height. Jiraiya also assisted in his training by placing resistance seals on his legs, which helped increase his speed, while the same seals on his arms helped him move his arms rather quickly and do more damage. The resistance seals on his hands were at level 3 with the max level for it being level 5, while the seals on his legs were at level 5 with level 7 being the max. 2 more years of constant practice would max it. Although while learning how to swing and use his sword, he would have to again go across all the resistance seal levels off his arms to get a hold of doing it with a katana. His chakra control had come along nicely. Firstly, he decided to completely master tree walking and water walking so that he could stay or fight for a good time on them. He made his clones start by throwing stones at him, followed by kunais while tree walking to disrupt his concentration. Water walking was also the same but with the addition of fighting his clones on water. It started with 1 clone and got increased to 7 or 8. Then he started doing waterfall walking with the constant movement of water, making it a lot harder. After mastering that, he got it up a notch by balancing stones, senbons, and kunais in his hand. It started by balancing 1 and then balancing 5 of them, 1 on each fingertip with ending on 10 on the fingertips of both hands. He had completed the academy syllabus that he had neglected all the time, with the clones reading books on different subjects while he practiced his kunai accuracy. He needed it perfected to use his father's 3-pronged kunai effectively, so he practiced it on stationary targets and moving clones. He would sometimes blindfold himself and try to hear the clones and hit them with the kunais so that he wasn't dependent on only one of his senses. He had to make sure that he had other options open if he could not see anything. He had studied the history of his village and its shinobi along with village laws and politics. He also studied chakra theory and the theory behind jutsus. But by far his greatest accomplishment had been in Fuinjutsu. He had taken a week to perfect his calligraphy and learn the different kanjis. He had got down the basics and the theory of seals and made storage seals, explosive seals, restriction seals, privacy seals, etc. He had a complex storage seal that could store a lot more than the regular seals. He had placed 2 of these seals on his wrists of both hands to hold kunais in them, while also placing the same seal on his jacket to store his clothes, money, and all the scrolls he brought with him from Konoha. On the road to Tetsu no Kuni. Where are we going now, Erosenin? Asked Naruto while rubbing his hands together. He had purchased the necessary clothes for the trip and also bought many other clothes to sustain him for a while. Black boots accompanied by brown jeans, on top of it, was a red shirt and dark blue leather jacket. Completing the look was a red scarf wrapped around his neck. I cannot teach you anything in kenjutsu, so we are going to the land of iron where you will train in your kenjutsu style along with the rest of the stuff. It is a place filled with samurais who use swords. They may be good sparring partners for you. If one of them becomes easy, then increase their number. You will be learning everything mentioned in your mother's scroll about using a sword, and then for practice and experience against real opponents, you will fight these samurais. Nodding at that, they continue walking forward when they are approached by a samurai. Halt. State your reason for being here. I am Jiraiya of the Sannin, and this is my apprentice. May I speak to Mifune? He knows me. Watching them for a second and then nodding, the guard leads them to the building at the center of the area. Knocking at the door of probably Mifune, he goes inside on hearing a muffled come in. Returning after a minute, he says, "Please go inside. He will see you now." Naruto walks in along Jiraiya to see a man with bandages wrapped around his head with gray hair coming on his back. He had an average height and would be in his 50s. "Welcome, Jiraiya-sama, to what do I own your company? And who might the young man be?" inquires Mifune. "Hello, Mifune. This is my apprentice Uzumaki Naruto, and we have come here because he has an interest in kenjutsu. So I thought to bring him here. We won't disturb you or your samurais much, just ask them for spars in between." That's fine. I am happy that someone as young as him has taken an interest in using a sword. Maybe by the end of his kenjutsu training, I will challenge him for a spar. Mifune ponders over the thought of having a good spar with him. "That is fine by me," replies Naruto. 2 years later, Naruto is 16. The last 2 years had been quite satisfactory to Naruto. He had become a master in using his katana if the remark from Mifune meant anything. He had practiced the basic stances and then the different katas of his mother's style from the scroll. It had taken him 2 weeks to get down all the forms correctly with a wooden sword and then another couple of weeks to adjust to using the katana. Then he had gone into a fight with his clones, slowly increasing their number from 5 to 12 at a time, and using what he learned against them. After that, he made a clone to blindfold him, and then fought against them relying on his senses while the clones used wooden swords to attack him. It made swinging the sword a lot easier after that. Then sparring against the samurais for a couple of weeks helped him polish his skills. At the time of leaving, he was asked by Mifune to have a spar with him. The spar had gone for nearly an hour with none of them giving up. Dodging, parrying, and blocking swords was all that was seen, and the clang of metals was heard. Naruto had lots of tear marks on his clothes with a couple of scratches on his face. Mifune had complimented him on his accomplishment but wasn't prepared when Naruto released the resistance seal placed on his legs and the same seal on his arms. With increased speed and increased movement of his hands and thus swinging his katana with increased momentum, he was able to lay out many cuts on Mifune's skin and arms. With more experience, he could go on to become the best swordsman. Next came ninjutsu, for which he had a knack to pick things quickly. Something about dumb blondes and skill in ninjutsu, according to Jiraiya. He had learned all the hand signs and the theory behind chakra molding, jutsu making, etc. With an already above Jonin level chakra control that he achieved last year and kept practicing in between, performing and mastering jutsus became easy for him. But first, he had learned all about nature/elemental manipulation from the books and go through the different stages required in mastering an element, like splitting a leaf with wind chakra, stopping the flow of a river, or making a light bulb glow only using chakra. Each element had 3 stages to it, which would take regular shinobi years to do, while he had done it for all the 3 elements in 8 months. After that, performing the different elemental jutsus became easy for him. But he wanted to master most of them and make fewer hand signs to perform them. In the end, he had managed to bring down the hand signs for most of his jutsus to 4 hand signs or less. He had also mastered the Rasengan, being able to make it without the help of a shadow clone and also form it single-handedly in an instant. Because of mastering both the wind and lightning elements, he was able to channel said chakra through the blade of his katana, as the blade was made of chakra-conducting metal. Wind-coated sword made it easier for him to pierce through most things easily, while lightning-coated chakra made it so that electric current will course through some if hit or stabbed by it. But again, it was Fuinjutsu that made him the happiest. Just the endless possibilities with it made him feel giddy on the inside. He had learned to make strong barrier seals, chakra sealing seals, paralysis seals, and more important seals. The ones he found the most useful were the chakra suppression seals that would hide his chakra from most of the ninjas except the dojutsu users. For his clothes, after living in the snowy country for a long 3 months, he had made a temperature converter seal that would automatically sense the outside weather and change the temperature around him. He had placed these seals on all his clothes along with durability and self-repairing seals on them. The next best seal he invented was the one that masked his chakra from dojutsu users, meaning the Sharingan or Byakugan users would not be able to see him mold chakra. This was done keeping in mind to not allow the Uchiha traitor to see him mold chakra and copy his jutsus. He had started learning about space-time theory and the seals used in making them. Completing all of that made it comparatively easier to try and decipher the logic behind the Hiraishin jutsu. The first thing he did was to learn to make the technique formula, Jutsu Shiki, for himself, otherwise it wouldn't work for him. He had to construct the formula from scratch, using various symbols, kanjis, and mathematical equations in it. Lastly, he needed to mix his own blood and chakra in the formula, completing the first process in order to perfectly learn it. This formula could be applied to the surface or his opponent by mere touch, and the best part was that the formula wouldn't be removed even if he died, not that he was planning to. This whole process was level 1 of Hiraishin no Jutsu, Flying Thunder God technique. The second step was to apply the Jutsu Shiki on the specially made kunais like his dad, which allowed him to teleport to the said kunai. The last thing he learned from his Tusan's note about the jutsu was the Hiraishin, Dorai, Flying Thunder God, Guiding Thunder. It is a barrier technique that incorporates the use of the Flying Thunder God formula to erect a barrier space capable of warping away anything that comes in contact with it. It is a space-time barrier jutsu, and according to Jiraiya, the barrier has proven powerful enough to warp away techniques as destructive as a Bijudama. Other than learning everything from the notes, he was able to reverse engineer the complete formula and create a new formula that would summon an object to the one who created the seal and forces his chakra through it. He had named it the Reverse Horatian Seal and put it on his katana so that if he dropped it somehow, he could summon it in his hands along with his three-pronged kunai. A/N. Think of it like Thor's Mjolnir or Stormbreaker kind of physics to it, but instead of floating in the air it just appears in his hands. It wasn't as great of an accomplishment as his dad's technique, but in a difficult fight, he could summon his sword in his hands, completely throwing off the opponent for a second, which could give him an upper hand. He had increased his overall IQ a lot over the years by playing shogi or chess with Jiraiya or solving the puzzles he gave him. His battle awareness and reflexes had increased with all the blindfold taijutsu and kenjutsu practice. He was able to assess a situation quickly and come up with plans on the go because of going through different battle strategies and war tactics. He had learned how to cook and garden, seeing that he will have to take care of his garden in the compound. To increase the range of his senses provided to him by the Kyuubi, he started meditating. Jiraiya also told him that it will help him later learn Senjutsu from the Toad's summons rather easily. Meditation had helped him get a grip on his emotion sensing, making it second nature while also helping him stay calm. Another thing Jiraiya had told him to control was his anger so that he would not just rush toward his foe without thinking. However, he had taken the advice of the second Hokage to heart and got control over his emotions completely through controlled breathing and meditation under a waterfall. Now he could get serious at any moment, and it was difficult for anyone to slip up and show emotions. But that was all for missions and enemies, not for his precious person. Heeding the advice of Jiraiya, for the last 3 months, he had gone alone in the shinobi world accepting various B or A rank missions from the Hokage via messenger toads. Being alone without anyone to hold him back had done him good, as removing the resistance seal had allowed him to travel fast and do various missions. He had purchased a bingo book as well and fought many B to A rank missing ninjas and killed them in those 3 months. He had come across various scenarios while fighting them, and for the first time he was fighting alone without anyone to back him up, and also the enemy had an intent to kill him. Chapter 3. Return and Spar. Near the gates of Konoha, 2 people could be seen walking towards Konoha. One was the ever-same perverted toad sage, Jiraiya, but it was the person with him, the one he felt proud of. While looking over at Naruto and smiling at him, he thinks, "I am so lucky to have got you as a student, Naruto. You have grown so more in the past few years. A couple of years of experience, and you may become my equal or better than me and your father." He had grown quite tall, towering over an impressive 6 feet. Eating the right quality of food along with physical exercise and running had helped quite a lot. His appearance had also changed a lot. He had spiky long golden hair that reached till his mid-back and was kept in a straight pony held by a black band, but to reflect his mother's side, he had dyed the tips of his hair red. 2 shoulder bangs fell on both sides, reaching his shoulders. He had his Konoha headband strapped across his forehead, a bit of his hair falling on it. His eyes were as blue as an ocean, where one could completely get lost while staring at it. Blue eyes contrasted quite nicely with his golden hair and gave him a handsome look, while the 3 whisker marks on both his cheeks made him look cute but feral sometimes. He had painted his nails on both the fingers of his hand in black, finding it quite attractive. He still wore the green jade necklace that he won against Tsunade, but now added to that was a pendant made of silver which consisted of his parents' picture on the inside. He had been persistent in having that. He wore black boots on his feet, followed by black umbu pants which consisted of 2 pockets near his knees and 2 in the hips. White bandages were wrapped around his ankles contrasting his black boots and pants, and a red-colored belt held it. His torso was covered by a gray mesh shirt, on top of which was a skin-tight white t-shirt. At the end of his shirt, near his wrists, were complex storage seals that stored 30 each of the 3-pronged kunais. He had developed a muscled body, but not like the bulky Raikage. His body structure was lean and athletic, while his muscles could be seen in the white t-shirt. When sweating, his perfect abs could be seen through his clothes. Completing his look was a full-sleeved red haori with black flames at the bottom of it, and consisted of a storage seal in it which contained his clothes, money, books, scrolls, and other necessary items. A/N. The red haori with black flames is the same as the first time Naruto appeared in front of Pain. On his back was his katana, strapped across his back by the red hanging cord. It was strapped diagonally and its handle was above his shoulders on the right side, making it easier to unsheath it. Along with the change in his skills and appearance, was the change in his attitude. He still jokes around a bit, but can quickly become serious when facing an enemy ninja. His face showed no emotion and his movements were precise and quick. He would not just rush in like the 13-year-old Naruto. Not this Naruto. He keeps his calm, and assessed the surroundings around him. "Well, Mini Minato, excited to be back and meet everyone?" asked Jiraiya. I am happy but won't go on and shout about returning. That would have been the situation if I hadn't decided to remove the happy and without a care in the world act and continued on the path," replies Naruto. "Who knew you would be able to keep in check your emotions like this? Although it is good, it helps to have a calm mind and think clearly and properly like you have been doing in these last 3 months of missions. It has helped a lot with many ninjas belittling you to get a rise of you. The fact that I look almost like a carbon copy of Tusan doesn't help as I have to listen to the constant crying of Iwa's missing ninjas." "Haha, that is true, you look a lot like him except for the whisker marks. But it's good that you dyed your hair red a bit. It looks good on you. Oh god. Ha! Everyone in Konoha will have a heart attack looking at you. They would see their beloved Yandame-sama in you," informs Jiraiya while laughing at Naruto's expense. "Yeah, laugh it up, you old perv. And because of that, I am going back to the compound while you go on to Bachan's office." With that, he vanishes in a yellow flash, probably sensing the marker in his compound. "Damn Gaki, he has become a better Fuinjutsu master than me. Mastered his father's prized jutsu and created many other seals. From temperature converter to durability, and self-repairing seals for his clothes. While his 2 best seals are the ones that masked his chakra from dojutsu users like the Sharingan and Byakugan, and the other one is the reverse Horatian seal, specifically made for his katana. Even if someone takes his katana miles away, is somehow dropped, lost, or he forgot to bring it, he can just summon it because of the seal," muses Jiraiya while walking to the Hokage Tower. At the Uzumaki Namike's compound. Arriving in a yellow flash near the compound gates, he notices the seals present on the gates, which consist of a protection seal, strength seal, blood seal, and chakra identifier seal. Simply applying his chakra, he opens the gate and goes inside to see the house and garden for a long time. Making 10 clones, he orders them to clean the ground, empty the pond and refill it with a water jutsu, and water the trees and flowers with water while burning the dead flowers with a small katan jutsu. Applying chakra to the doors of his house, he creates another 5 clones to clean up all the dust in the house. Reaching the basement, he keeps all the scrolls and books in their place and leaves the clone to do their work. Closing the gates of the compound, he watches the village for the first time in 3 years. Not much has changed in the village. So they added Bachan's face on the Hokage mountain. Well, that's something new, muses Naruto and starts running towards the Hokage Tower. At the Hokage Tower. Entering the building and walking past several shinobis, he knocks on the Hokage's door. Hearing a soft come in, he opens the door to see Tsunade sitting behind her desk with Shizen standing near her while Jiraiya is leaning near the window. Sakura is also present holding papers, possibly for the Hokage to sign. Sakura turns around to see Naruto, and she wouldn't have identified him if not for his 3 whisker marks. He looks so hot. When did he become so handsome, thinks Sakura while looking him up and down. Golden blonde hair with red tips, tied in a straight pony and going with his blue eyes. Muscular and lean build with proper clothes. Compared to the 13-year-old orange jumpsuit kid, he had become a god amongst men. I wouldn't mind going on a date with me now. He will ask me for a date anyways like he used to do, thinks Sakura, clearly in the wrong about it. Yo Bachan, how have you doing? Asks Naruto while smiling at them. We have been fine, Naruto, but you look like you have had the best training trip. You will have a hard time now because of your newly formed fan club, jokes Tsunade a bit while not denying that he looks good. So you accept the fact that I look handsome, huh? Ha, I knew you loved me, replies Naruto while smirking a bit seeing her face. Shut up, brat. Just take the goddamn compliment and move on. Okay, so do I need to report something or what? Yes, all the missions you did and the missing ninjas you killed, bring a detailed report by tomorrow. And because of your actions and word getting out from Oto that you defeated the one-tailed Shikaku, you have an entry, and throws the recently updated bingo book at him. Opening a random page and coincidentally opening his entry A/N, I mean common, it's fanfiction, of course he will get it the first time, he reads. Name, Uzumaki Naruto. Age 16. Alliance, Konoha. Rank, last known, genin. Appearance, he has golden blonde hair, blue eyes, and 3 whisker marks on his cheeks. Wears an orange jumpsuit so he should be easily spotted. Famous for, he is known to house the 9-tailed beast, Kyubi. Shinobi skills. Ninjutsu, 7 out of 10, generally uses the Rasengan and Kage Bunshin. Taijutsu, 4 out of 10, no real style of fighting, uses shadow clones and mass. Genjutsu, unknown, hasn't shown any aptitude in it. Kenjutsu, 5 out of 10, recently started using a sword. Rank, A rank ninja. He took down the one-tailed Shikaku at age 13 and has been killing many B to A rank missing ninjas in the past 3 months. Threat. He is the Jinchuriki of the strongest Bijou, so approach with caution, otherwise can be easily taken by experienced jonins. Bounty, 1 million ryo, Otogekure, alive or dead. Well, it's completely useless anyways. They have based my ninjutsu and taijutsu skills according to the Chunin exams and invasion, so that sucks for them. My kenjutsu skills are based on the views of a couple of Oto ninjas that ran away when I attacked them recently. They haven't seen anything from my 3-year training trip, says Naruto while casually pocketing the book. The only reason you have got a bingo book entry is that you are a Jinchuriki and defeated the One-Tails, informs Jiraiya to the others in the room. Sakura, not understanding a thing about the term and angry about being ignored by Naruto, asks him, "What do you mean by that, Naruto?" Looking at her, he gives a vague reply, "Nothing, it's just something you should not worry about." Upset that he isn't telling her something, she says, "Why shouldn't I worry, Naruto? It is about you, isn't it?" "Leave it, it is not for you to know now, anyway. Tell me, how are you, Sakura?" Not hearing him call her Sakura-chan immediately grabs her attention, and she leaves the other question. "Oh, I have been good. Seeing as you were being trained by Jiraiya-sama and Sasuke-kun was being trained by Orochimaru, I asked Tsunade-sama to teach me. And now all our team is trained by the Sanins." "That's good," replies Naruto dryly, not caring about her. He turns to Tsunade and is about to speak when he hears Sakura. "What? That's it? You have nothing else to say other than that," exclaims Sakura with a bit of anger. "Yeah, what else am I supposed to say? It's good for you that she decided to train you anyways," states Naruto coldly while looking at her. Not wanting to hear her bickering again, he asks Tsunade, "So, Bachan, will Kakashi-sensei come in, or is he just going to stand outside?" Seeing no sense in waiting outside, Kakashi hops in through the window and for a second widens his eyes. "Minato-sensei," but hides it quickly. "You were able to sense me, huh, Naruto? That is good. You look great with all the changes," says Kakashi while seeing him smile at him. "That is good and all, but that is not what you are here for, Kakashi. Naruto reached the training ground 7 in half an hour. Kakashi will test you there while I will be present. Sakura, if you want to, go and call the rest of the Konoha 11 and their senseis over there," says Tsunade. "Wait, what is this Konoha 11 thing? Am I missing something here?" asks Naruto while Kakashi decides to answer it for him. After seeing Team 7, Team 8, Team 10, and Team Guy's brilliant performance in the Chunin exams as well as hearing about their help in the invasion, you all have been termed collectively as the Konoha 11 except for Sasuke because, you know. Nodding his head at that, he waves to them and leaves. Having nothing in his mind to do for half an hour, he just decides to walk home. I could have gone to meet Konohamaru and his friends, but I can't use the emotion sensing to differentiate between people. It helps to see if anyone is there in the area or not. Deciding to just roam around, he sees people around him giving him looks and whispering to themselves. "It's the Yondaime. He has come back." "No, you idiot, it's the Kyuubi brat, look at his cheeks. He has changed quite a lot in the past few years. I heard he fought against the One-Tails and beat it. God, he looks so hot. Yeah. And his whiskers look so cute. And that's my cue to leave as quickly as possible." With that, he jumps on top of the buildings and starts running towards Training Ground 7. At Training Ground 7. It is a big ground in the shape of a square. There were 3 posts in it where Kakashi had tied Naruto during the Genin test. On the left was a small kind of forest, consisting of thick trees and bushes along with a lake near them, while on the right were a couple of trees where a group of people was waiting for Naruto. Sakura had gone and told everyone that Naruto had come back from his training trip. The group was talking amongst each other while the Sanins and Jonins were in their group, standing close to each other. "We will see Naruto after such a long time. How long has it been, 3 years? Asks Ino, curiously waiting for him to arrive. Well, the last time I saw him, he was just an annoying kid who wore an eyesore orange jumpsuit. I just hope he has changed a bit," says Temari while Sakura shakes her head, having already seen Naruto. "I don't mind you being here, but shouldn't be in Suna or something?" questions Tenten, looking directly at her. "I am here acting as a liaison between Suna and Konoha and to coordinate with Shikamaru the details and date of the next Chunin exams. I heard Naruto has come back and Shikamaru made me come along," informs Temari. Shikamaru yawns a bit and says, "Troublesome woman. Don't pin in on me. You wanted to see him also." Just then, a flash of lightning strikes in the middle of the ground, revealing it to be Naruto. He got bored one day and then decided to create a lightning shunshin. Didn't even tell me about it until I saw him use it once, says Jiraiya while not looking at his classmate's shocked face while Shino and Niji just keep neutral faces. When Naruto reaches closer to them, they notice his changes and it causes Temari, Tenten, and Ino to blush while Hinata has fainted on the ground with a small nosebleed. Kiba gets jealous of Naruto a bit. First, it was Hinata and now he is making all the women blush. I don't even get what Hinata sees in him. Looking at her, he shakes his head. She still does this, huh? I thought she would have changed after all these years, and then looks at Tsunade to ask, isn't she supposed to be the heiress of the Hyuga clan? Hey! Don't say that. She has improved a lot in these 3 years and improved her confidence. Kiba defends her and sees Naruto look at her and scoff. Yeah, I can see how much she has improved her confidence, says Naruto. Anyhow, how are all of you? Of course we all are fine. It was you who went out of the village and turned into such a handsome hunk. Look at you, from constantly wearing orange you now have some taste in clothing, exclaims Ino, while Tenten and Temari nod. Well, thank you for the compliment. Yash, Naruto-kun. Your flames of youth keep burning brighter. I would like to have a youthful spar with you in the future, shouts Lee. Yeah, Lee, we can have a youthful spar later, replies Naruto. Yash. And if I lose, then I will run 500 laps around Konoha on my hands. I will also declare you my eternal rival, shouts Lee with flames in his eyes. Huh, you say something, Lee? Naruto replies coolly, while inwardly he is smirking up perfectly copying his sensei. Curse your hip and cool attitude, Naruto-kun. I will get you next time, exclaims Lee while hugging an equally loud guy. Well, however cool you act, Naruto, it doesn't matter. All of us are Chunin right now, while Niji and Temari have been promoted to Jonin. You are the only one who is a genin, Kiba informs him, while having a grin plastered on his face. Naruto raises his left hand to stop Tsunade from saying anything. Foolish little Kiba, you don't even know that I got promoted 3 years earlier and today I will be promoted to Jonin for doing solo missions and killing missing ninjas in the last 3 months. Still, I will humor you. Is that so? What does it matter anyway? Me and Sasuke are both officially genins according to you, but we both are trained by Sanins and could beat most of you. I beat you 3 years ago in the preliminaries round of the Chunin exams and could still do so. It doesn't matter who trained you, you were never good at learning anything. You beat me with pure luck 3 years ago and I could beat you now easily, states Kiba proudly. You don't consider yourself stronger than an elite Jonin like Kakashi-sensei, do you, Kiba? Asks Naruto, and receiving a shake of the head in return he turns to Kakashi. Well then, let's get this started, sensei. Nodding to Naruto, Kakashi uses a leaf shunshin to appear in the middle of the ground. Moving towards Tsunade, he removes his full-sleeved red haori with black flames at the end and hands it to Tsunade along with the 2 necklaces while leaving the women blushing up a storm with Kurenai having a minor blush seeing him in a skin-tight white t-shirt which showed up his muscles to everyone. Looking at Hinata only to see her faint and be unconscious again. She thinks you are so lucky, Hinata, that you like unlike the other girls from your class, but you might want to hurry now because he will have many girls going after him. If only he was a few years older, I might have been interested in him. He looks like a mini version of the 4th Hokage, upon whom I had a crush till he died. I sometimes envied Kushina-sensei for that. Please hold this for me, Bachan. I don't want anything to happen to these things, says Naruto. Tsunade takes it from him to see a red haori, along with her grandfather's necklace and another silver pendant with it. What's this, Naruto? Oh, that, it contains my parents' picture in it. I had to get it, replies Naruto, making many of his classmates curious when Kiba decides to open his mouth. You are a clanless loser, Naruto. How can you have parents? Only to receive a fist on his head from Kurenai. What kind of a question is that, Kiba? Asks Kurenai. You know I was not dropped in Konoha by the clouds. I will tell you how. My parents were feeling a bit romantic, and went to their room and started fucky, but wasn't able to finish his sentence because of a bop on the head. Rubbing his head, he sees Tsunade glaring at him, Jiraiya giggling at him, while the kunoichis were red-faced and looking at anywhere but him. What are you doing, brat? Do you not see where you are standing? Questions Tsunade. It's not my fault he doesn't know how babies are made. I knew he was dumb but not on this level. Hell, even Akamaru probably has more IQ than him. I know how babies are made, you idiot. What I meant to say was that you do not belong to any clan like most of us, Kiba remarks angrily. Foolish little Kiba. You don't even know who my parents are. Oh, I can't wait to see the look on your face when I tell you. But can you tell us, Naruto, who your parents are? Asks Chuji while munching on chips. You will all get to know it later. For now, let me go and spar sensei, and leaves to join his sensei. He had adjusted his katana. Using the hanging cord, he had tied it around his waist with the scabbard of the sword reaching his calves and was a bit out near the left leg, while the handle of the katana was near his stomach and on his right side. A/N, just like how Sasuke keeps his sword with the help of his purple belt thingy in Shippuden. Here Naruto has just done that using a cord because if you keep your sword on your back and the handle is near your head, the opponent could as well take it out in a fight. Also, while wearing a cloak or haori, it could be easily hidden if it is tied near the waist. This ground brings back memories, Naruto, says Kakashi while looking at the 3 wooden posts. It sure does, sensei, but this time I will not be tied to a post. This will be different from the last time, I assure you of that. On the sideline. What does he think he will be able to do against an elite ninja? It's good we came here to witness him get humiliated, says Kiba while waiting for them to start the match. Why you shouldn't say that, Kiba. Like all of us, Naruto-kun has also changed in the past years. Hinata tries to defend Naruto. What do you like so much about him, Hinata? You didn't even hear what he said about you when you were unconscious, thinks Kiba. She is right, Kiba, Naruto-san has improved. My bugs report that his chakra has increased a lot in the last 3 years, monotones Shino while adjusting his glasses. Come on, you can't be serious. Like I said earlier, he is just a genin, Kiba reminds them. Yeah, he is a genin. A genin who beat you in the preliminaries round, a genin who everyone thought would lose to the Hyuga prodigy but one who you could not beat then and will not beat Neji now. And a genin who stopped a full-formed Shikaku alone. Now shut your mouth and watch them, retorts Temari, effectively shutting up Kiba. In the clearing. I wouldn't have thought otherwise, Naruto, says Kakashi while lifting his headband revealing his Sharingan, and that is why I will be prepared from the start. Smiling to himself, Naruto decides to attack first and rushes in at Jonin level speed and tries to kick him on the neck but is blocked by Kakashi's arm. He then goes low to sweep his legs, but Kakashi jumps over it. Seeing him in the air, he extends both his legs forward towards him while using his hands as support. Kakashi flips back in midair but has to dodge a punch from Naruto and hits him cross of his right hand, but Naruto blocks it and moves back a bit. Moving in, he tries a right jab at Kakashi, who blocks it with his palm while going for a punch with his other hand. Ducking beneath it, Naruto elbows him in the stomach, making him look down because of it, only to see an uppercut coming from Naruto. But it never hit as Kakashi substituted with log nearby. The back and forth goes on between them for the next 10 minutes, with both of them throwing punches and kicks at each other while dodging and weaving through the attacks. Even though Kakashi was able to see his attacks clearly, Naruto would go in for unpredictable but fast attacks in between, landing a couple of hits on him. Kakashi catches the swing of Naruto's right arm with his left hand. Naruto tries to headbutt him, but Kakashi moved his head to the left and kicks him in the chest, sending him to the ground. Naruto quickly gets up and backflips a couple of times to create some distance. Your taijutsu is very effective, Naruto. You have worked hard to improve it and are able to land hits on me, remarks Kakashi. You should know this style, sensei. You would have gone against it every day, says Naruto while Kakashi nods. Naruto decides to take it up a notch and makes a half-ram sign to remove the resistance seal off his legs. Kakashi was barely able to follow Naruto after that. He was hit in the face, gut, and arms, and the hits were strong as well. Naruto went for a left hook, but Kakashi barely dodged it, but wasn't expecting a knee from Naruto to strike him in the stomach. Barely recovering from it, he decides to go on the offensive and goes for punches and kicks. Naruto blocks, dodges, and parries most of them. Deciding to end it, he throws a right punch at him, but it is just a feint to deceive him as he goes in for a round kick on his shoulders, creating enough momentum to make him fly. Kakashi flies from the force of the attack and covers the back of his body with chakra to minimize the damage. On the sideline. Most of them are in awe and shock seeing Naruto just stand there while Kakashi flies into a tree, breaking it and falling on the ground, creating dust around him to block their view. Some could not even follow their fight after Naruto removed the resistance seals placed on his legs. Did Naruto just win in taijutsu against Kakashi-sensei? Questions Sakura to no one. No, he managed to land hits on him, but Kakashi won't be so easily defeated, informs Asuma. How can he be so strong? His taijutsu was the worst amongst all of us, and now he hit Kakashi-san so many times, says Kiba, clearly remembering beating Naruto easily in the academy spars. However elite Kakashi may be, kid, he is not stronger than a Sannin now, is he? If only he continued training after leaving Umbu. Naruto has managed to land a few surprise hits on me as well, states Jiraiya casually, saying that Naruto was able to hit a Sannin. How did he just suddenly vanish, Asuma-sensei? Is he using a Shunshin in the spar? asks Ino while looking at her sensei. Guy decides to answer the question instead. No, it is pure speed. He is wearing some kinds of weights on him to increase his speed and surprise his opponent. I could follow him for a bit at the start, but then it was difficult for me as well to follow him, says Niji, watching the spar carefully. To be able to land hits on Kakashi like that, who has the Sharingan and years of experience, is truly exceptional from Naruto-kun. He may be on par with me with his speed when I remove my weights, says Guy while Kiba has a look of jealousy on his face. I am of the Inuzuka clan, we are supposed to be the fastest. It was Lee and his sensei till now who were faster than me, but now he comes and does it. You are correct, Guy, says Jiraiya while most of the eyes are on him now. Although those are not your regular weights, they are resistance seals applied on his legs. They make it so each level of the seal makes a different experience for him. Level 1 feels like moving against a strong current of air, and level 2 feels like moving through the water, and so on. Yash, Guy-sensei. Naruto-kun has taken his taijutsu to another level. I will also improve my speed to match him, exclaims Lee. That's good, Lee. Competition amongst one another will only improve you, Guy informs Lee, who is nodding and writing it all in a notebook. Yes, Guy-sensei, I declare Naruto-kun my eternal rival, and if I can't beat him then I will do 500 push-ups, one-handed, shouts Lee while Tenten hits him on the back of his head. Shut up, Lee, and watch the rest of the match, remarks Tenten in an irritated tone. Back to the field. There is no way Kakashi-sensei will go down so easily. I have to concentrate and look out for any sign of him, muses Naruto. He sees a single kunai come towards him from the smoke where Kakashi was and was going to dodge it when he heard Kunai Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. Seeing no point in trying to dodge the single now turned 20 kunais, his right hand reaches to his waist. He grabs the handle of his katana and takes it out. Watching the projectile of the kunais, he grips his sword and swings it, effectively defecting the kunais. Not spotting Kakashi anywhere, he remembers what he did to Sasuke and flips back a couple of times just to see his hands coming from the ground. So I assumed correct, he tried using Doton, Zanshu no Jutsu, Earth Release, double decapitation technique, like he used on Sasuke. Kakashi comes out of the ground looking a bit rough. Your taijutsu is impressive, Naruto. You have been able to learn your father's style completely, Kakashi compliments while taking out a kunai from his hip pouch. Naruto just grins at him and holds his sword in front of him. He then dashes toward Kakashi swinging his sword, trying to do some damage, but is blocked by his kunai. The constant clinging sound of the sword against kunai was heard for the next 5 minutes as Naruto brings down his sword or slashes it diagonally at him. Kakashi just blocks his sword movements, being able to pick on the movements easily, but notices that the force behind Naruto's sword attacks is strong, and he has to hold his ground. However, he doesn't like whatever next he is planning to do when he sees Naruto smirk mid-fight. Forming a half-ram sign again with his left hand behind his back, he releases the resistance seal on his arms, making it feel lightweight, and goes in to strike Kakashi with the improved movement of his hand. Kakashi now has to dodge the blade coming at him fast and brings out another kunai to block it. However, the strength behind the attacks, accompanied now by an increased momentum of the sword, makes both his kunai fall out of his hands. Naruto charges his chakra into the sword and envelopes it in wind, increasing the sharpness of the sword. He slashes his sword many times, causing cuts to appear on his hands and torso, but avoided any lethal damage, just shedding some blood. Realizing no point in going up against him when he clearly knows how to use a sword, Kakashi jumps back a bit. Although I cannot test you in Kenjutsu like many others, I must say your skills in using a sword are really good, Naruto, says Kakashi, eye smiling at him. Now then, for your last test, ninjutsu. Nodding, Naruto swings his sword in a crisscross a couple of times, and then sheathes it in the scabbard tied to his waist. On the side. How did you train him in Kenjutsu, Jiraiya? Asks Tsunade, eyeing her teammate. I didn't do much. He wanted to carry his mother's legacy ahead with him, and took her sword with him on the trip. Then we went to the land of iron where he trained using scrolls and sparred with the samurais there, Jiraiya informs her. He is good with it. His swings and slashes were precise and aimed at non-vital areas to not do serious damage. Although he still managed to cut Kakashi-san even when he dodged some of the attacks, says Tenten, fascinated by his skills. Asuma answers the question for everyone. He can channel his chakra into the blade, which is made of chakra-conducting metal. It was coated in wind chakra, making it cut Kakashi's skin. So he has wind chakra as his element as well, and knows how to channel it. Not bad, comments Temari, impressed by him. His attack speed increased as well, which I assume is due to the seals Jiraiya-sama mentioned earlier. He has it on his hands as well. The strength behind his attacks was able to force Kakashi-san to drop his kunais as well. Troublesome, voices Shikamaru, amazing everyone with Naruto's skill. Naruto's got so much better, I can't believe it. He not only looks good but has improved his skills. What do you say now, Kiba? Asks Ino while Kiba grits his teeth. Sakura's happy to see her teammate get so good, which would help in bringing back Sasuke, if only she knew, while Shino is impressed by it. Hinata is just happy for him while Chuji's focus is on his chips. Back to the clearing. Kakashi flashes through hand signs and says, Katan, Gukaki no Jutsu, fire release, great fireball technique, and takes a deep breath, drawing chakra from his mouth to his chest and releasing it towards him. Quickly going through a couple of hand signs, Naruto says, Suetun, Suijin Hiki, water style, water encampment wall. Drawing water from the nearby lake, he creates a water wall big enough to block the fireball. He then goes through hand signs for his next jutsu. Suetun, Sueho no Jutsu, water style, water cannon technique, and opens his mouth to spit out a powerful and fast beam of water at Kakashi. Watching it come near him, Kakashi shouts, Doton, Doria Heki, earth style, mud wall. Crouching down, he places his hands on the ground and creates a 10 feet high wall between him and the jutsu. What he doesn't expect is for the water beam to cut through the wall. He jumps to the side just in time to see the water beam cut through a tree after that. Looking at Naruto, he asks, how is that possible? The earth wall should have stopped that beam. Now that would be telling sensei, and which ninja describes his attack? Naruto asks jokingly, but you are no enemy. The beam is made of boiling water which can be powerful enough to carve through a stone. To say that Kakashi was not impressed by it would be wrong. Then going through 5 hand seals, quickly ending in a tiger seal, he shouts, Futon, Shinkigyoku, wind style, vacuum bullet, and inhales air, releasing it from his mouth to expel numerous penetrating wind bullets. Kakashi calls out, Katan, Hausenka no Jutsu, fire style, mythical fire phoenix technique, and fires a series of small fireballs in counter to his jutsu. The wind bullet hit them and cancel each other out, creating a bit of steam. Trying to use the steam to his advantage, Naruto forms a couple of hand seals. Mizutate no Jutsu, water shield technique. Drawing water from the lake, he creates a cylindrical water barrier around him and manipulates the water to form spikes and expels it outwards toward Kakashi. Kakashi breaks the ground beneath him with a kick and chunks of rock. He says, Doton, Gansetsukan, earth style, rock spear. Canceling each other's jutsus out and creating a small puddle in front of him. Sensing a kunai approaching him from his back, he jumps over it and looks back to see a clone dispelling itself, but is reckless, and the real Naruto has gone through the new hand signs. Mizu no Muchi, water style, whip of water. Naruto creates whips of water, wrapping them on Kakashi's hands and waist while holding the other end. Creating one-handed seals with his left hand, he calls out, Raiden, Heki no Jutsu, lightning style, burst technique, and channeling lightning chakra through his hands and thus through the water whip, shocking Kakashi. Moving in on a paralyzed Kakashi, Naruto kicks him in the chest, sending him skidding along the ground. With the spectators. Whoa! Naruto is able to match Kakashi-san in a fight, and with the last move, he is on top, utters Chuji in between his eating. He has 3 elemental affinities, even I don't have that many, says Kurenai. Not only you but many jonins including me have only 2 affinities, while Naruto has wind, water, and lightning with good control over them if he is able to direct chakra like that, states Asuma. Naruto doesn't have that many jutsus for his lightning element, but he is able to channel his chakra throughout his body and thus in his hands, Jiraiya informs them. He has grown stronger than ever. 3 years ago his taijutsu was average and his ninjutsu included only shadow clones. Now his taijutsu is on par with Lee with kenjutsu skills untested, but he is clearly good with it. His ninjutsu has improved and branched as well, mentions Niji. Till now he hasn't shown his skill in Fuin jutsu, just the Hiraishin jutsu will make many shit their pants, and he is a master of the sealing arts like me. Hell, he is probably better than me, ponders Jiraiya. Arf, barks Akamaru, leave it boss, he is way ahead of you in terms of being a ninja. Not you too, Akamaru. Although, as much as I would love to deny it, he is still stronger than me. I trained so much after my loss to him, but he is still better than me. I tried so hard and I got so far, becoming a chunin, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. A/N. I don't know why I did this, but I just couldn't stop myself. Back to the fight. That hurt a bit. He can channel lightning chakra through his hands, huh? Not like my Chidori, but when he uses it in that combination to stun someone like that, it can be deadly. It is just a spar, or he could easily increase the strength of the current and kill me, Kakashi thinks. Getting up from the ground, he sees Naruto standing there and decides to attack first. Going through the hand signs of a fire-style jutsu, he says, Katan, Ryoka no Jutsu, fire style, dragon fire technique. A jet of fire originates from Kakashi's mouth and takes the form of a dragon flying toward Naruto. Naruto decides to end the match in the next few minutes and makes 3 quick hand seals and shouts, Suetun, Suryuta no Jutsu, Water Style, Water Dragon Missile Technique. He lifts his right hand and concentrates on the lake, creating a water dragon and sending it in the direction of the fire dragon. The 2 massive jutsus collide with each other, making a huge steam enveloping Naruto in it. Searching for Naruto's chakra through the smoke using his Sharingan, his reflexes shout at him to watch out. Quickly using the Kawarimi Jutsu with a log near the spectators, his back turned towards them, he sees the log being shredded with a Rasengan by Naruto. Going through the hand signs for the Chidori, he coats his hands with lightning and was going to attack Naruto, when he feels something against his throat. Looking down and sees Naruto's katana placed horizontally on his neck, and then sees the Naruto in front of him dispelling. He then hears, "You lose, sensei," and moves his head to look back and into Naruto's cold eyes while gasps are heard from some of the spectators. Chapter 4. Revelation in First Time. In the last chapter, the 2 massive jutsus collide with each other, making a huge steam enveloping Naruto in it. Searching for Naruto's chakra through the smoke using his Sharingan, his reflexes shout at him to watch out. Quickly using the Kawarimi Jutsu with a log near the spectators, his back turned towards them, he sees the log being shredded with a Rasengan by Naruto. Going through the hand signs for the Chidori, he coats his hands with lightning and was going to attack Naruto, when he feels something against his throat. Looking down he sees Naruto's katana and then sees the Naruto in front of him dispelling. He then hears, "You lose, sensei," and moves his head to look into Naruto's cold eyes while gasps are heard from some of the spectators. Kakashi could not believe what he was seeing. It had happened to him once before when he was a Chunin, and it happened again at this moment. Blonde hair flying wildly in the wind and Naruto's sword pressed against his throat. Just like Minato-sensei. He also got behind me like this during a spar when I was going to use the Chidori. Don't tell me Naruto learned that jutsu in 3 years although he is his son. If anyone is to learn that jutsu, Naruto is probably the only one on the list to do so, thinks Kakashi while covering his Sharingan eye. Seeing Naruto remove and sheath his sword, he goes up to him and pats him on his back. "You have become strong, Naruto. Both your parents would be proud of you," while giving a nice smile to him, "although how did you get behind me so quickly?" "You should know how, sensei. During the taijutsu match when I caught hold of your wrist to stop your movement I marked you with the Hiraishin seal," responds Naruto while realization dawns on Kakashi's face. "So you have also become a seal master in these 3 years. Very impressive, Naruto," states Kakashi while they start walking towards the rest of the people present there. Watching both of them nearing, Sakura thinks of approaching Naruto to check on him for any injuries, but Naruto just moves past her without even noticing her. Naruto walks up to Tsunade and puts on his necklace and chain first, and then wears his red haori. "So Bachan, how was it? Are you satisfied with the result of my training?" asks Naruto while the rest of them are close to them. "Satisfied? I didn't expect you to go up against Kakashi and win the spar. Heck, I am also a Sannin and trained a student for 3 years like Jiraiya, but this is madness." "Jiraiya, what did you teach him?" questions Tsunade while looking at him. "Hey, don't blame me. I was just going to teach him a couple of things and go on to research for my book a bit, but he decided that it was time to change and made the plans himself. I just helped him with ninjutsu, gave him tips in taijutsu, checked over his fuinjutsu and got him a place to train in kenjutsu," replies Jiraiya. "That was so cool, Naruto. You just beat Kakashi-san in a spar, dude," Chuji says while eating a bag of chips. "First of all, it was just a spar and not a real battle where Kakashi-sensei could have gone all out. Also, sensei has been slacking in his training and skills ever since he left the Umbu." Kakashi takes out his book and waves his hand at Naruto. "Masai Naruto, I am fine but thank you for the worry. I am serious, sensei. The world knows you as Sharingan no Kakashi, who doesn't belong to the Uchiha clan but can still use it effectively. You made that name for yourself while participating in the Third Ninja War, and then carried that reputation with you in the Umbu. They still respect you in there, but what happened the first time you fought Zabuza?" Naruto asks. "He got caught in a water prison but we got him free and the second time sensei killed him," Sakura defends him, completely forgetting the fact that she did nothing on the mission except maybe staring at the Uchiha's ass while Naruto and Sasuke were the ones who saved him. "I know that and don't get me wrong, sensei, you killed him the second time around, but you should have never been caught in the prison. Wasn't Itachi under your command in the Umbu units, but the last time he put you in the hospital for a week? It may sound harsh, sensei, but it is high time you lived up to your name. There should be self-doubt and fear in anyone's mind when going up against you." Kakashi ponders on what Naruto said. "You are not wrong, Naruto. Maybe it's time I improved myself, and I wouldn't want all my students to surpass me while I am left behind, now do I? Kakashi says, thinking of accepting one of Guy's challenges in a while. I am impressed with your improvement, Naruto. I was going to give you the Jonin promotion anyways when you returned, but I decided to give it to you after the spar, Tsunade says while Shizen hands him the vest. Wait. He is just a genin, shouldn't he be promoted to Chunin first, and doesn't one have to give an exam for promotion? Kiba asks, jealousy visible on his face. As a matter of fact, he got promoted to Chunin 3 years ago before he left for the training trip. He has been a Chunin longer than you, and secondly, Jonin are promoted in 2 ways, either by taking an exam or by direct promotion from the Hokage, Tsunade informs him, and by default everyone. But what did he do to get a direct promotion to Jonin by you? He just beat Kakashi-san in a spar, that is it, Kiba says. See what I am talking about, sensei. Ninjas like him take you very lightly, thinking that the history books exaggerate your skills. He thinks beating you in a spar is not good enough to see my skills and promote me, Naruto voices. As I was saying before, Naruto got promoted 3 years ago, and during the last 3 months of his trip, Naruto has been doing various solo missions and killing numerous A-ranked missing ninjas from the bingo book, states Tsunade while Naruto picks up the vest from Shizen and seals it away. Heh, his entry in the bingo book is downright bad from the actual skills he possesses, Jiraiya says, catching everyone's interest. He has an entry in the bingo book. What is it that you cannot do, Naruto? Neji asks Naruto. Waving his hands in a carefree manner, Naruto says, it's nothing serious. All my skills are based on my performance in the Chunin exams. Although it does help if people underestimate me from the beginning, wouldn't you agree, Neji? Naruto asks cheekily, smiling at him. You learn how to use a sword, Naruto. That is good. I would love to spar sometime, seeing as you are the only one who knows how to use a sword amongst us. 10 days, happy that she would have someone else than a training dummy to practice it. Lifting his Haori a bit to eye his katana, he focuses his attention on her. Yeah, it's my mother's katana and I had to learn it. So I told Ero-sen that I was bringing it with me. There is something written on the handle of the sword, Naruto. What is it? Kurenai asks. That is a seal that I made especially for the sword, Naruto states. You know sealing, Naruto-san, but why did you not show any of it in the spar right now? Voices Shino, making everyone know that he is also present there. When you have a sealing master like Jiraiya with whom you can test your skills in it, one doesn't need to show everything he has, now does he? Naruto says. Then Jiraiya-sama, please tell us on what level is Naruto in Fuinjutsu according to you? Asuma asks. The damn brat's a seal master like me. No, scratch that, he is better than me in Fuinjutsu, Jiraiya informs to the shock of everyone. Tsunade decides to tell him, don't joke around, Jiraiya. I know you taught him Fuinjutsu, but stop exaggerating. He may have become a seal master, but better than you. I am not joking, Tsunade. I may have studied and perfected all the seals that the Uzumaki clan made, but they did not stop at 100 seals, did they? They continued creating more seals. The moment Naruto learned every seal from the scrolls, he was on my level, but the moment he started creating his own seals, he surpassed me. And they are not just any ordinary seals. And then turns to Kakashi. Tell me, Kakashi, did you feel something different in the spar? Yeah, in the ninjutsu spar when he was making jutsus, I could not see him mold any chakra with my Sharingan. I would have been able to predict when his attacks would come, and that gives me an important advantage against many shinobis, but it was not the case against him. Jiraiya nods and then looks to Neji. Activate your Byakugan, kid, and tell me what you see. Deciding not to question him, he does so and is shocked to see nothing. I don't see anything. How is this possible? No chakra or his Tenketsu points. Hinata, hearing that, activates her Byakugan to see Naruto, and confirms Neji's answer. Naruto sighs and decides to answer his confusion. I created a seal which suppressed my chakra, making it easy to do stealth missions, but I realized that dojutsus like the Sharingan and Byakugan would be able to still see my chakra, and then decided to create a seal which hides my entire chakra network from them. It is like a wall between the eyes and me which cannot be penetrated. Ah, smart. Very smart, Naruto. With this seal, a Sharingan user also won't be able to copy your jutsus, Kakashi states. That was the idea behind the seal. I know that I will fight Sasuke in the future, and if he is not able to see me weave chakra, he will not know the correct amount of chakra needed for the jutsu. Although, it shouldn't matter because for that I also brought the hand signs needed for my jutsu to a max of 3 signs. See, that is a seal he made himself along with many others, some of which even I had a problem understanding, Jiraiya states. Hinata is pretty upset that she would not be able to use her Byakugan to stalk follow. Yes, follow her, Naruto-kun. The only advantage she had over other fangirls Sasuke had was that she was able to find him in a matter of minutes. Now she was just an ordinary fangirl because of the stupid seal. "You shouldn't have made that seal, Naruto-kun," she says, imagining that she is thinking saying that. Looking at the rest, she realizes that she had said it out loud if their stare meant anything. "And pray tell Hinata, why shouldn't have I made the seal?" Naruto asks her. Already a bit red from the embarrassment of thinking out loud, she goes fully red-faced now by his question. What was she supposed to say, the truth? Absolutely not. How could she tell him that she likes him? She will wait for the moment when he is on the doors of death, and then suddenly find the courage to tell him, because if she did it earlier she didn't know what would happen. Byth that I meant that if my CL clan heard of such a seal, then they would try to go og against you and do something, stammers Hinata while poking her fingers. And what could they possibly do to me? Asks Naruto, pretty interested in knowing the answer to that. What she meant by that, Naruto, is that the clan won't take lightly the fact that there is a seal like that which completely blocks out our eye, Niji informs him for Hinata. Why does it matter? It is only me who has the seal applied. Will they fear that I will go Itachi on them and wipe off the whole clan in a single night? Naruto snickers at that while watching the gaping mouth of most of them. Jiraiya just slams his head with the palm of his hand while Kakashi shakes his head at him. Tsunade hits him on the back of his head. Don't speak like that, brat. He is right to think that. The Hyuga clan's taijutsu style works by seeing the opponent's chakra system and stopping it. For fuck's sake. Am I selling the seal in all the other villages or even in my village? And oh right, then there is nothing to worry about it. And what will they do if I decide to sell the seal in the shops of the village? Attack me, a fellow Konoha shinobi, for doing what a seal master does, make seals and earn money from it. Jiraiya decides to diffuse the tension in the air. Give me your sword, Naruto. Why? What would you do with it? Don't question me, just give it. Naruto takes out the sword from the scabbard on his waist for the first time. It was visible for everyone to see. The handle is made of wood and painted in white with golden diamond marks on it at equal intervals. A golden circular guard with a red collar blade separated the handle from the blade. The blade was gray in color with black on the sides of it. Holding the guard and showing the handle to everyone, Kurenai asked earlier what was written on it. This is also a seal, and Naruto will show you what it does. With that, he throws the sword for it to implant in the ground upright. Naruto just looks at Jiraiya, giving him a WTF was that expression, and why have you done that? Now go on and bring it back. Come on, brat, don't be a spoilsport and do it. Look at them, captivated and watching for something to happen in fascination, Jiraiya whispers to Naruto while leaning towards him. Naruto looks around to see most of them watching either him or the sword. Shaking his head, he turns towards the sword and stretches his right hand towards it. Sensing the reverberation seal on it, he focuses on it and summons the sword in his hand in a yellow flash. Swinging his sword a bit, he lifts his Haori and sheathes his sword. Turning around, he sees everyone stunned and watching him for an explanation. Sighing, he says, I invented a seal that would summon the sword in my hands. So if I left it in my house or someone stole it, or if I drop it in a fight, I can summon it in my hands and surprise someone with that. That is impressive. No one would expect you to suddenly have a sword that you just lost in a fight. You also know how to effectively use a sword and channel your chakra into it. Genius, Asuma comments, genuinely impressed by him. And to think that I asked what you saw in Naruto, too-san. It's like only you saw the potential in him. You always had a good eye for spotting talent, Asuma thinks, remembering the time Hiruzen was impressed by Naruto learning a forbidden ninjutsu from the Forbidden Scroll. Hey Naruto, how did you get behind Kakashi-san like that? You just teleported or something, was it a shunshin? Naruto hears Ino ask while seeing everyone pretty interested to hear his answer. Now, who uses the shunshin when you can use a better jutsu to teleport, states Naruto while revealing a three-pronged kunai from the seal on his wrist, but because it is covered by his Haori, it looked magic to them except to some who knew a bit about sealing. Tsunade, Shizen, Asuma, Kurenai, and Guy watch at the kunai in shock while the rest are a bit confused by what Naruto means by that. Sakura watches the older generation shocked by the kunai. The only people giving different reactions are Jiraiya, who is smiling proudly, and Kakashi, who seems lost in his thoughts. You don't seem surprised by this, sensei. Can you tell us what this is? Asks Sakura. Coming out of his dream world, Kakashi sees the Konoha 11 except Naruto, expecting an answer from him. Sighing, he says, it's the kunai which the fourth Hokage used to perform his famous Hiraishin jutsu with, which he alone destroyed 1,000 IWA shinobis and single-handedly won Konoha the Third Ninja War. The shock was written on all of their faces, except for Shino, whose face was covered by a hood and sunglasses. But it wasn't on the fact that the fourth Hokage won them the war alone, everyone knew it but on the fact that. What? How does Naruto know that jutsu? He can't do it, shouts Kiba. You are right, everyone hears Naruto say, how would I, a clanless orphan according to you Kiba, know this jutsu? Well, it turns out, I am not without a clan, Kiba-chan, Naruto says and then shows them the picture of his parents, opening up his pendant. I am Uzumaki Namikaze Naruto, son of Namikaze Minato the 4th Hokage and Uzumaki Kushina the heiress of Uzushio. He wanted to laugh so badly seeing their faces and jaws hit the ground, but he controlled it. You laughed at the fact that I had no parents, that I belonged to no clan. Both Kiba and Sasuke continued to call me that even after growing up, but I learned something interesting. Kiba, you want to know? Asks Naruto looking at him while Kiba for once decided to just listen to him. The Uzumaki clan were close relatives to the Senju clan. They considered each other like cousins, but the relationship only got better when Nito Uzumaki married the first Hokage, Hashirama Senju. So you see I am distantly related to all the Hokages of the village. Bachan here is the granddaughter of Mito Uzumaki and Hashirama Senju, so I am related to Hashirama and Tobarama Senju, the first and second Hokage. I saw the Sandaime Hokage as a grandfather, and he also considered me as a grandson in all but blood and treated me like it. And I am the son of the 4th Hokage, the hero of the village who saved Konoha from the Kyuubi. And I call the current Hokage Bachan out of love, but it seems she is my distant aunt or something, informs Naruto while Tsunade is crying a bit out of happiness that someone from her family is alive. Do you know what will happen, Kiba, if the village knows of this? I am practically royalty in this village, and to think that they treated the Uchiha prick like that all because his clan died. But I don't need their pity or want them to treat the path I walk on like it's made of gold, says Naruto. Watching them for a minute in silence, he notices that Guy, Asuma, and Kurenai are stunned by the revelation, while the rest of his generation has nothing to say. The cats got their tongue now, huh? Shuji, Shino, and Shikamaru were just neutral with me all the time while Hinata has a crush on me and just stalked me. Although Shikamaru seems to be in deep thought, has he figured it out, ponders Naruto. I am sorry, Naruto, for how I behaved with you in the academy days and still called you a loser of late, Kiba apologizes to him. Even though we didn't talk much, I also called you names with everyone in the academy. Forgive me as well, pleads Ino. Aha! Now that you know who my parents are and what political power I can hold in this village the day I reveal my heritage, you want to avoid it. So both of you are apologizing right now, Naruto says. That is not true. I have realized now what all I have done. I wasn't good in the academy like the rest, and seeing as you were always below, I decided that I would join the others and belittle you so that the same thing wouldn't happen to me. That habit got carried on and I called you a loser while being a ninja to remind me that myself that you would never be better than me, replies Kiba truthfully while looking at the ground in shame. Naruto looks toward Ino to see her slowly nod as well. Come on kid, you can forgive them. They are ashamed of their actions and are admitting it, Jiraiya says while keeping a hand on his shoulder. Naruto was aware that Kiba was telling the truth because he could sense his emotions. Fine, I forgive you. We were children anyways at that time and they are not supposed to use their minds to think. They just follow the crowd. Kiba and Ino both look happy to hear that while the older generation is happy that there are no ill feelings between them. But why would someone target him for 4+ years like that? I mean, he was just last in his class only and nothing else, was he? Temari asks while Lee and Tenten nod, not seeing any logic in treating someone so harshly. I have been meaning to ask you something, Naruto, Shikamaru says. So you have concluded, Shikamaru. It's good that this will also be cleared here, thinks Naruto. I always thought about how you had so much chakra in you or how you healed pretty quickly unlike the rest of us. With your birth date being the 10th of October, and your father the 4th Hokage, but he isn't allowed to finish as Naruto speaks. You have thought correct, Shikamaru. 16 years ago, on October 10th when the Kyuubi attacked the village, my father did not kill it. It is not possible for a beast made of chakra to die, so he sealed it. In you. He sealed the 9 tails in his son to protect the village, informs Shikamaru while the rest of them are shocked by the revelation. Naruto looks up to the sky while speaking, yes, in me. He couldn't ask for anyone else child if he could not do it to his son. As a Hokage of the village, he sacrificed himself and sealed the Kyuubi into me. At that Naruto turns towards the rest and asks. And what did I get in return for housing the Kyuubi, being its jailer, and saving this village from the Kyuubi every goddamn second, hour, day, month, and year of my life? Nothing but hate. Hate from the villagers, from most of the shinobis and academy teachers. They declared me as the Kyuubi in human form and I got scorned and yelled at for no reason. The academy teachers sabotaged my teachings because who would want a demon brat to gain knowledge? They taught me everything wrong and kicked me out of the class for no reason. Sandaime Jichan thought that the children my age would treat me like a kid, How wrong he was. The kids in my class just followed the teachers and picked on me. My life was hell every day, not allowed to enter stores or get food. Even if I got something, it was overpriced 3 or 4 times, and what do you expect for a 6 or 7-year-old to buy his food and go shopping? And oh, that's what parents are there for, or the orphanage to take care of little children. But you know what's funny? I got kicked out of the orphanage when I was 5 because the matron also hated me for something I had no control over. I lived on the streets for 2 weeks and scrapped for food in the bins near restaurants. Do you realize how crazy is this for a 5-year-old to live on the streets and find a roof under boxes and alleyways? I did not ask for any of this. Heck, I was only in the world for a few hours and the QB got sealed in me. I had absolutely no say over it, says Naruto, closing his eyes as a tear drops on his cheek, remembering his past. While most of the females were openly crying hearing all this, and the males were looking everywhere but him, what were they supposed to do in this situation? Even Guy and Lee were standing silently near him. Now that you think of it, if I decided like Sasuke to only follow the path of revenge, I would have also turned out like him, becoming a traitor or a missing ninja. Funny how my parents died to protect this village while their son sought to destroy it. Naruto speaks and senses Asuma, Kurenai, and Guy tensing a bit at that. But if it wasn't for Sandaijiji and the father-daughter duo at Ichiraku's who decided to be the only ray of light in the darkness, I don't know where I would have been today. They accepted me as Naruto, and not the beast. With that came Iruka-sensei, who was the first to declare from the academy that he believed in my naive dream of becoming Hokage. After that, I met Konohamaru and his 2 friends who only saw me as their boss and big brother, unlike the rest of the pathetic villagers. Now how could I release the bijou with all of them in the village, especially 3 little kids like them? Then I met Kakashi-sensei, who was better than the rest, and Ero-senin, who taught me something properly all my life. Lastly, I connected with Bachan and Shizen-nei-chan. You lot have no idea of what life I have had to live. Consider yourself very lucky that you have had your parents take care of you, says Naruto, smiling in between while thinking about all of the ones he cares for. And there he goes and declares who he cares for in the village. Sometimes I wonder if something happens to the ones he cares for, will he stay in the village and protect it? I wouldn't blame him if he goes to desert the village, Jiraiya thinks. But then how could you stay so happy all of the time in the academy, Naruto? If anything, you should have been broody or something like Sasuke, Chuji asks. That was nothing, just an act. I was a child back then, naive to the last bone. I did not understand why everyone hated me back then, so I decided to grab everyone's attention. I started doing pranks and being loud in class to draw attention. It got me the attention, just negative of what I wanted. I was termed as a loser, loud and annoying kid, but that was fine for me. Anything other than the hate-filled eyes worked for me. It was all just a mask I wore all the time. I am from another village, and most of the villages think that Konoha is a great village because of its victories in war and shinobis like the Hokages, Sanins, and many others, but who knew that behind all of that the villagers are so blinded by hate? Respectfully, Hokage-sama, you all may be great people, but most of the villagers are fucking stupid, Tamari says. To kick out a child no older than 5 and force him out of all the shops, it's just I don't know what to think about all of this. You have changed my view of Konoha upside down in half an hour, Naruto. I will have to talk to father for a bit regarding this, Shikamaru replies and decides to go on his way home. Seeing him walk away and nothing to talk about but think about everything they learned today, everyone started leaving after that. Walking up to Kurenai, he asks her, Kurenai-san, is it true that you were on my mother's genin team? Yes, I was on her team with 2 other classmates, A/N, about whom we shall nothing about because they are not important to the story. May both of them be happy wherever they are, amen. Could you tell me about her, on what she was like? I heard about my father from Ero-senin during my training, inquires Naruto. I would gladly tell you, Naruto. You deserve to know about her after how the village has treated you. Thank you, Kurenai-san. I will meet you in an hour or so. You can just call me Kurenai now, Naruto. We are equal in rank now. And meet me at my house then, Kurenai informs him. Naruto just nods to her and decides to go home and take a warm bath. 30 minutes later, changing into a different set of clothes, he decides to cook himself something to eat. Getting up, he opens the fridge in his kitchen and takes out raw meat and cooks it in oil using salt, pepper, and butter. Inhaling the smell of it, he puts it on a plate and pours himself a glass of juice. Washing the dishes, he checks the time to see that he has 10 before going to Kurenai's house. He leaves his sword hanging on the wall. No need to bring my sword to someone's house, looking like ready to fight her. Also, people will find me weird if I constantly roam with it. I could just summon it if need be. Stepping out of his house, he starts walking. After 5 minutes of randomly walking and spotting children playing in the parks, he turns and walks towards Kurenai's house. The desert's near Suna. Two people wearing black cloaks with red clouds on them could be seen walking towards Suna. Their heads were covered with straw hats that hid their face, and the only way to tell them apart was from their height. The one on the left was tall, and while the one beside him was hunched over. So, we have to get this guy and then go after the spy you have working for Orochimaru? The taller of the two asks. Yes, those are our orders. But we don't even know if that man has turned against us and told Orochimaru everything. That can't be helped. Even I don't know what happens after the jutsu is cast. More importantly, will just the bag be enough? We will be fighting a Jinchuriki here. All my jutsu are works of art. After all, true art is an explosion. At Kurenai's house. Kurenai was sitting on her couch, reading a magazine when she hears a knock on her door. Putting down the magazine, she gets up and opens the door to see Naruto standing there with a smile. She feels heat rise up her cheeks as she checks his outfit. Oh god, he had to go and wear a blue t-shirt with a Jonin vest above it. If his face didn't remind me of my crush since my academy days, then now his clothing surely does, Kurenai thinks, blushing madly, remembering the fourth Hokage. Naruto raises an eyebrow on seeing her face and wonders if she has a crush on him like her student, but quickly decides against it and clears his thought. Are you alright, Kurenai-san? You look a bit red, he asks. I am fine, nothing wrong. Please come in, Kurenai says, quickly trying to hide her embarrassment, and steps aside for him to walk in. Walking in, he looks around to see a trio of couches near the wall with a stand for magazines nearby it, and a kitchen on the left of the sofas. Please sit, Naruto. I will make some coffee for you. Naruto looks at her and nods. Sitting down on the couch, he picks up a random magazine to read for a bit. Hearing a clattering sound, he turns to see a spoon hit the floor. He spots Kurenai bend a bit, her butts towards him to see. Watching it for a second, he quickly averts his gaze from them. What am I doing? I shouldn't have stared at it. Thank heavens she didn't catch me looking. Although her black hair with Uchiha-like red eyes makes her beautiful. With that figure of hers, no wonder she is one of the most desirable women in the village, Naruto thinks, and looks back to see Kurenai coming towards him with a tray. Keeping the tray on the table, she picks up the container and pours coffee into different glasses for both of them. She then asks him, "What's with the change in clothes, Naruto? Not that I don't like it." So you like seeing me in this, huh? Naruto questions her and smiles, seeing her blush. Just kidding, Kurenai-san. I told you to just call me Kurenai. You are a Jonin now and also my sensei's son. I don't want to be a stranger to you. I would much love it if you called me Kurenai-chan or something. As I was saying, Kurenai, I saw my father's picture in this outfit once and decided to wear it for a day or so that people would at least know my rank. Also, Bachan decided to tell the entire village about my heritage tomorrow, Naruto informs her. You resemble your father a lot in it. It's good you dyed your hair red a bit to honor your mother. She was a fine kunoichi of the village, probably one of the best in her generation. Naruto decides to stay quiet and hear everything she says. She was friends with Mikoto Uchiha, Sasuke's mother. She loved her children as well, especially Itachi, who she found cute and tried to bring more out of him, says Kurenai. Wait, what? She was friends with Sasuke's mother and found Itachi cute? Confused about how someone could find him cute, then remembers that Itachi was just a kid then. She was with her on her genin team and their friendship only grew over the years. As for Itachi, he found her a relief whenever he visited her with Mikoto. Itachi was always pressurized by his father into studies, so he always went with Mikoto whenever she went to meet Kushina. Our mothers were also friends, Sasuke. By hearing Kurenai, it seems like they were very close to each other, and to think we were also the best of friends once. Although she seems to be Itachi's aunt or something, thinks Naruto. She was always excited about the tiniest of things. Think of her joy when she found out she was pregnant with you. She told us about it during a team meeting, Kurenai informs him. She was happy even before seeing me born. Just the news of having a child brought joy to her. Tusan would also have been happy. And she never discouraged anyone to do something. When I told her that I wanted to excel in Genjutsu, she always supported me and helped me in any way possible. She is generally cheery, but when someone threatens something precious to her, she doesn't leave that person alive, Kurenai says. I thought that this village did not deserve me, but only a few people were important in it. I did not know what I would do if something happened to all of them, but maybe I will protect this village like Tusan and Ka-chan would have wanted me to, Naruto says while Kurenai smiles at that. Kurenai gets up and takes the plates to the kitchen to wash for later. You know how to do medical ninjutsu as well? Kurenai asks, seeing his hand in green. Nah, that was just an anti-pregnancy jutsu. I am not able to do medical ninjutsu, but I still read about its basics, how to first aid, and perform a few surgeries if necessary, Naruto informs her. I will be going now, Kurenai, and decides to head for the door when he hears her say, "Please sleep with me, Naruto, for a bit. You can head home later in the evening," Kurenai pleads to him. "Well, we have had sex, so I don't see any problem in that," and moves next to her to lay down. Kurenai draws the bed cover on them and lays her head on his chest. "Hold me for now while we sleep." Naruto smiles at her and slips his left hand on her back and pulls her towards him. He kisses her on the lips for a few seconds and then closes his eyes. Kurenai sighs and proceeds to sleep while holding him. 3 hours later, around 7 in the evening, Naruto opens his eyes slowly and yawns, only to realize that some weight that on his chest. Looking sideways, he sees Kurenai peacefully sleeping and remembers how he got here. He sees her only in a black bra holding her lovely breasts and kisses her forehead slightly. Deciding to get up, he removes her hold from him and goes to prepare some coffee. Getting the smell of coffee in her nose, she stirs up and rubs her eyes. Yawning, she gets up and walks to the living room to see Naruto sitting on one of the bigger couches and recalls what happened. Walking up to him, she watches a coffee now cold, probably made for her, but she woke up a bit late. Removing the magazine from his hands, she sits on his lap and presses her back against his chest while moving his hands to hold her naked stomach. "Not that I mind it, but why are you not wearing a top or something?" Naruto asks, seeing her only in a bra. I don't mind. You have already seen me naked, now be quiet and hold me." "We are no boyfriend-girlfriend, then why are you making me hold you?" Naruto asks. Kurenai sighs at her ruined mood and turns towards him. "I thought about something in my sleep and I have decided on it." "Do tell me what you have decided?" Naruto asks her while she turns around and places her head on his shoulder. Naruto strengthens his hold on her and brings her body closer. "I make you my brother from now. Of course, it is not official or something, but I make you one." Naruto dumbly at her for a moment and then asks, "And why would you do that? Did we not have sex some hours ago?" "Yes, Naruto-chan," he gags a bit at that name, "and since we can't be in a love relation, I want some relation with you, so why not one of siblings? And it's not like we will continue having sex, it was a one-time thing, mister," she says the last part glaring at him. "Of course, ma'am, I didn't even think of having sex again," Naruto informs her and sighs silently when she looks away. "Brilliant. From now on you will call me Kurenai-chan and hug and kiss my cheek in the public, whenever and wherever you see me," she informs him. "What the fuck? Why would I do that, and that too in public?" "Because I am your big sister, and you can show her some love and affection, won't you?" she says as she turns around to look at him teary-eyed. "Not able to see her like that," he replies. "Fine, you win. I will do it." Kurenai giggles happily at that. "Damn it, women are so troublesome. She just had sex with me and now asks me to be her little brother and shit. Upon that she makes the demand of hugging and kissing her. You can never tell what is going inside a woman's mind," Naruto thinks. "And lastly, you have to keep your sister happy, which means accepting whatever she says and holding her like this whenever she asks and comforting her." Naruto sighs at this and wonders how he got into the whole predicament. "I should have just said no to her when she asked me to have sex. To the outside world she is so serious and cold to men, but who knew she could make demands like this? Although she lost both her parents around my age and has been living alone since. Maybe she wants to connect with me because of Kachan," Naruto muses. "I can't say no to these demands now, can I?" He asks her only to get a shake of the head in return. "Fine then, Kurenai-chan, I will do as you say to keep you happy." Kurenai quickly turns around and hugs him tightly while Naruto holds her and hears her sniff a bit. She is crying. She is very vulnerable on the inside, as she wants someone with her generally, and someone could easily take advantage of her if he comes to look at her like this. "I just accepted it to make you happy, but I think that I might have to take the role seriously, and Nei-chan," Naruto thinks and smiles to himself at the thought while stroking her back and hair softly. She holds onto him a bit, enjoying the feeling of care. She then removes herself from the hug. Now I don't want to see crying so much, do I, Nei-chan?" Naruto asks her, instantly lifting her mood on hearing that. "I wanted to tell you something, Naruto," Kurenai says while keeping her hands on top of his. Hearing Naruto hum in response, she tells him, "Do you know that Hinata has liked you since she has been a child?" "Well, I didn't know it always, but I noticed it while reading some romance novels and realized that she has feelings for me," Naruto informs her. Kurenai waits for him to say something, but after 10 to 15 seconds of silence, she turns her head to look at him. "That's it, you have nothing else to say to that?" Naruto raises his eyebrow a bit in confusion at that and speaks. "What exactly am I to say to that? She likes me, but I do not like her. Is it necessary for me to like her if she has feelings for me?" If that is true, then why did Sakura not love me when I had a crush on her? Naruto asks her. Having no reply to his question, she remains to be silent for a few seconds. She will be really heartbroken, Naruto. She has seen you as her strength since she was little. Why is that? What did I do? Well, she told me that she was getting bullied once, and you saved her when you took on 3 boys and got beaten. Anyone with the right mind would protect someone who is getting bullied. I was just there at that time, and she just sees me as a source of strength and likes to think that if I am near her, she will be able to be strong. Don't say it like that. She genuinely likes you and probably loves you. And? What I feel in this matter doesn't matter. I know you are her sensei, but is it my job to like her and keep her satisfied? Am I her pet? Do I have no right to choose who I love? Naruto asks her and watches as she tries to comprehend everything. Then what will you do? I cannot tell her that you don't like her. Who says anything about telling her? If she really loves me, then she wouldn't be shy and weird and talk to me. Maybe I would have ended up liking her, but she was never there for me, just stalked and followed me like a creep with that Byakugan of hers. If and when she tells me about her feelings, I will tell her all of this that I told you, otherwise she can watch me as much as she wants and be stuck having a crush on me for the rest of her life. Kurenai feels a bit upset about that but understands things from his view as well. Seeing her a bit sad, he sighs and says, "Rest up for the night, we have had a wild day today," he jokes, trying to distract her from the topic. "Carry me to my room," Kurenai asks him and smiles, seeing him sigh a bit and pick her up by the knees and waist. Placing her on the bed, he covers her and decides that it's finally time to leave, but is stopped by her hand. "You are forgetting something, Naruto-chan," and taps her cheeks a bit. He goes down to her level and kisses both her cheek, watching her smile peacefully. "Oh, and don't mention any of this that happened today to anyone. I have an image to maintain for the villagers," she asks him sweetly. Nodding at that, he leaves her room and opens the door to her house. Stepping out, he creates a clone. Henge into a nearby plant or stone, and keep an eye out for anyone disturbing her, and if you sense some trouble, dispel immediately, understood? Seeing his clone nod at the question and henge into a pot, he leaves and vanishes in a yellow flash to arrive inside his house. Smelling from the sex, he decides to take a shower while making a clone to make dinner. Walking up from the shower in a blue bathrobe, he sits on a chair to eat his dinner. He had been allowed to rest tomorrow and expected to return to shinobi duty the day after tomorrow. In Sunagakure, a white bird, made from clay, could be seen going away from the village. Upon a closer look, you could see Deidara standing on top of it, while its tail had an unconscious Gaara wrapped in it. "My man Sasori would be tired of waiting for me," Deidara says to himself. Kankuro starts running towards him, trying to chase and stop him from taking Gaara alive. "Mission accomplished, Sasori," Deidara tells him, while the bird descends near him. "You are late, I told you not to keep me waiting." "Cut me some slack, this guy was pretty strong. I guess they didn't make him the Kazekage at such a young age for no reason," Deidara informs him. A large explosion could be heard behind them, blocking the way for shinobis to get in and out of Suna easily. "It looks like they fell for your trap, Sasori, my man." "Of course. Traps are made to be fallen into." Kankuro sets himself free from the stones using a puppet summon and sees the footmark of 2 people in the sand. "There were 2 of them here. One attacked the village and took Gaara, while the other took care of our village border. Will I be able to defeat even one of them? No, it doesn't matter, I have to try for Gaara," and runs to catch up to them while Baki was ordering the village for now and asked to send an emergency mission for the Leaf Village. Sasori suddenly stops on his way, resulting in Deidara stopping and asking him, "What is it, Sasori, my man?" "I never thought that someone would be able to follow us." Deidara seemed perplexed by that but heard a voice behind him. "Hold it. You will return Gaara to me," Kankuro yells. "Deidara, you go on, I will take on him," and jumps in between the 2. Kankuro spreads the 3 scrolls that were on his back and summons his 3 puppets to fight, not knowing that he was taking on Akasuna no Sasori. Defeating him and leaving him poisoned, Sasori joined Deidara and they both reached a cave an hour later. Walking in, they saw a hologram of their leader waiting for them. "You are late. Prepare immediately for the ceiling," the leader said to them. "The Jinchuriki was unexpectedly strong, and I underestimated him a bit," Deidara informs him. Walking up to Gaara, he goes through 6 different hand signs. Tiger, snake, rat, ox, dog, ram. Smashing his hand on the ground, summoning a large statue behind him. The rest of the 7 members of the group also appear as holograms and stand on one of the fingers. From now, it will take 3 days and 3 nights to completely seal the One Tails. And Zetsu, you keep watch on the outside and inform us if anyone is approaching, he tells everyone as they all form hand signs. The statue opens its mouth and a blue aura appears from it, forming around Gaara and taking his Jinchuriki chakra from him. What if Konoha wants Naruto back from training trip? And thanks for watching my video till the end.